Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Original Box Shadowrun Tuesday Night Crew.
Original box set Shadowrun.
Oh, you're right.
We have a full
Shadowrun box set.
Yeah, there you go.
Friday
Original.
Night Crew. Original number 14.
Wait, it's Friday?
Oh,
Wait,
Jesus.
shit. No.
Yeah, it's one of those days.
It has been. Like, today work was good. My contention at my job is that people do not leave me alone to let me do my job. Today was actually the first day people left me alone to do my job. And my job was successful. But there was a lot going on. But being an extrovert, I was exhausted, came home, and like, I don't want to do the game. And Cassie's like, I don't want to do the game either, because we're both extroverts. We're just like, but once we start doing the game and hanging out with people, we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the game.
That's how we live our lives.
Part of me was also like, I'm tired. I don't want to do the game today.
I'm always excited for Shadowrun, so I don't think my vote counts.
Well, you also posted the image of the goopy monster, and I was like, oh man, somebody's excited to die. Shit, I guess I don't want to put him, I don't want to disappoint him.
Yeah, I don't want to disappoint anybody.
Right? I mean, I have a good friend that has been with me for a long time, and he played this really interesting, amazing paladin, and he said to me one day, I'm not interested in play that paladin more. I think I want to get him killed off. So the next game session, I killed him off. And he's like, why did you do that? And I said, because you said you weren't interested in playing him, and I don't understand. I thought this is what you wanted.
Not many of my characters
I still
die
remember,
on screen.
I still remember that.
He was probably thinking retirement on a beach somewhere,
In Florida.
spending all his gold.
Yeah, that was
In Florida.
Like, why did you do that? And then you're like,
I've had a Shadowrun character double die. The first time they faked their death, and then the second time they actually died.
Oh, damn! That is counterproductive
Wow.
with the fake dying and then the real dying.
That's wow.
I have great news. I'm such a game master that I can't remember the last one of my characters to die. Someone needs to run a game where my character dies,
You,
please.
any game that I have run or that you have played in with me, you are still alive.
Yeah, that's kind of why in the Earth Dawn game I'm like trying to play a glass cannon, and the game master, wonderful guy that he is, he's like, if you get hit, you'll go down. I'm like, I'm okay with that, because right now the way the Earth Dawn system works is you can pump and dump skills and get really good at certain things, and so I got really good with stabbing people through the neck. One fight, I killed 2 people with one swing. It was pretty ridiculous.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that character dies, because I'd be like, yes, I can immortalize a character death.
I think the last character of mine that died was a monk I played in a D&D campaign. And it was after they'd gotten captured by, I can't remember, orcs or something. And the captain of the orcs came in to taunt them, and my monk, being the person that she was, tried to fight him, even chained up as they were, and I believe it was after like 2 nat 1s.
Ew.
Her death wasn't thin, but shortly thereafter.
We're going to kill you out of principle.
This is why you don't listen to the angry barbarian who is out of rages for the day when they say, no, we're not resting, push on.
He's like, no,
Don't
sit
listen to that barbarian. I was just playing the character. They didn't have to listen. She was not very smart.
So we have the group is in a auditorium, not an auditorium, a swimming pool. I think I struggled with this word last time too.
What
I know
are you
there's
talking about?
the word
Yeah, because there's no word for it. It's just a pool.
pool. The place like an auditorium or a gymnasium, place where a pool is at. A swimatorium.
It's just a pool.
The YMCA?
So you guys were in the swimatorium when you got when there was piles of stuff to one side of the room, electronics, goods, and you went to go check it out because there were boxes. Tell us about the boxes, Kaiser. What did Neotoma see?
We found a gold mine.
Well,
I forget what it was. I think it was either reagents
no, they're the little box things.
or power five.
They're the yeah. Ugh. Sorry.
They were single use
I think
foci.
you said they were
Yeah,
power,
that's the one.
power
Yep.
foci. Yes, those
Power
things.
foci. Correct. Rating 2 power foci, and they came in specialized little boxes and awesome packages and stuff like that. But they were piled up. They were like 4. There's supposed to be 11 of them. So I think it was like 2 boxes of 4 and 1 box of 3, kind of like Magic the Gathering booster packs. So you got a box and you open it and you got, oh, hey there, and you can wrap them, unwrap them and stuff. Totally going to generate a decent amount of trash to go along with them. And you had gone to investigate them because you recognized what they were and did not check for booby traps.
Just a little critical glitch. It's fine.
And if I remember correctly, both Aegis and Sunny were down there too with you, or did one of those two not climb down?
I think we were all inside.
Yeah.
Okay, because the way you guys got inside was through the second floor.
Yeah.
like a fire emergency escape that attaches to the top of the bleachers. And
Yeah,
then,
Aegis was down there as well, I think.
so Aegis was down. Did Sunny go down to the floor with them?
I believe I
Okay.
did, yes.
And Aegis was the one that was rushing over there to do something because Aegis succeeded in his perception check, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he noticed the movement in the water and started running towards Neotoma, I think, and that's when it popped out of the water.
Yeah. Okay, and that's where we're going to start off at, with an initiative. You know what?
What?
I'm going to use the digital dice roller on roll 20.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's just going to be easier for me to click over here and click a bunch of stuff because that's going to take up real estate on my desk, as somebody just recently said in their same predicament.
Okay. Oh, wow, I got 4 successes. That's actually really impressive for me.
I'm completely blanking on how to roll initiative.
Well, I have an initiative thing that's on my character sheet.
Reaction plus intuition plus however many d6.
Yeah, no, I mean for in the dice spot.
Oh.
So, Max is using the roll 20. Let me.
Yeah, use whatever you want, and I'll write down the initiatives. Cassie's also taking to write down and following the initiatives.
Want me to write them down?
Yes, please.
I got a whole 8.
Ooh, whole 8.
Wait.
What?
Oh, wait. How do we do this thing?
You have a number of dice and a number that you add. So you roll all the dice, add them together,
Oh, never
and then
mind. For some... Wait.
And then you add the flat reaction plus intuition.
I have no idea what I'm doing. Can you please look at
You're
my
gonna write down-
character sheet?
I will totally write this down for you. We have a Sunny.
No. Did I do the right numbers? Because I have a 7 by my initiative.
Yes,
Do I
and
roll
there's have a
7
number.
dice?
Is there a number of dice written next?
1d6.
So you roll a d6 and add 7 to
Oh,
it.
never mind.
And remember, you have that combat thingy that
Yeah.
reduces
Combat sense?
No,
No,
the
bad version.
Oh, combat
combat
paralysis.
Yeah.
That's fun.
What do I minus then?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I'm looking.
Where does it say on my character sheet? Look. Negative. Oh, I found it. On the first turn, divide initiative by half. Got
Okay.
it.
Sunny, Aegis.
God, I forgot how rough combat paralysis is. I took it on my very first Shadowrun character.
Oh.
So, I'm writing it down.
Okay,
I
good
can do
enough.
that. I just couldn't remember. I just lost it on initiative.
And the monster's name is Swamp Ass.
Oh god. Okay.
Wash your
You know,
ass.
I forgot how bad I made the Atome at combat.
It's a good thing Aegis is there.
5,
Yeah.
12.
Neotoma doesn't need combat paralysis. She's just not very good.
What was your thing, Neotoma?
8.
And
8.
Aegis?
Let's see, 12 plus 46. So we had a 10, a 16, 28.
28. Wow. Okay, and what does Swampy get?
Swampy has 19.
Wow. Okay, well. So the
Only
way you
half.
do the initiative round, everybody goes, and then the only other people who have bigger numbers go again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to the end of the first round, subtract 10 from everybody, and anybody with initiative left goes the second round.
Okay. Aegis.
Aegis, you're up first.
Aegis is up. All right. He's going to close the distance if he can, and get between. I'm not sure how. Basically, it's like 6 seconds as a combat round or something like that. What he's going to do is put himself between Neotoma and the creature, and then strike the creature if he has that much.
So let's
If you
check
can
that
do
out
that
real
much.
quick as far as it goes for like actions in the round.
Actions in the round.
Because like
Moving
that's,
typically isn't an action unless you have to take sprint action, which I doubt it's that far away.
it's not that far away. You're talking like a meter or two at most. And then getting
so it'd be
between you and Neotoma is going to be no dice rolls or really an action, but you're going to be super duper close because the distance between her and the edge of the pool is like half a meter.
Just tackle it into the pool.
Okay. So what he'll do then is he'll grab Neotoma and like cradle her in his left arm and pull her back while holding his sword out defensively in front of them, trying to pull her away from it.
Swapping places with an ally to put them in a defensive position sounds really good. And I'm going to say that's that sounds like something like a complex action would be described as. These are all the Matrix ones. Why can't I ever find the non-Matrix actions? What is wrong with me?
Yeah, like I said, I just put it in our Discord chat that everyone should come watch us fumble through Shadowrun combat.
Ooh, you are so right. Thank
Yep,
you for sharing that.
We are definitely fumbling today.
Ooh, I'm gonna post that on Rim. Their Shadowrun was canceled tonight.
Oh shoot!
Oh no!
Yeah, do you want to post it on?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'd
cool.
use those mod permissions.
There you go.
Announcements. There we go. Bloop.
Take aim, remove clip, stand up, take cover, throw. Yeah, I'm going to say, by the way complex actions describe, that it sounds like swapping places. Sorry, I said complex actions. Swapping places with Neotoma is just going to be a simple action.
Okay. Then he'll do that.
All right, you're done. Do you want to stab it? No, wait, that's a complex action.
Yeah, melee sucks for that.
Bam, bam, bam. Looking through this stuff. Fire a bow, fire a weapon. Throw a weapon. Why is throwing a weapon simple, but meleeing complex?
Because they made readying a simple weapon, simple action. So simple ready, simple throw.
And you already have your sword out, so I guess technically it's readied.
Okay. Yeah, so he's got it up. I don't if he can strike with it, or is that
No.
that's a complex.
Yes. Sorry. Well, that explains. The pages to my Shadowrun book fell apart because,
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. This book is old. This is one of the first ones that came out. Got it immediately. I was like, I'm going to do this.
Nice.
And it has seen lots of love. This is the sign of love.
Yeah.
As well as all the pencil markings and, edits I put in there.
Yeah. In no way is it a sign of poor binding.
Abuse?
It's about abuse. This is what abuse looks like. Page 165, dangling in my hand. So yeah, you're able to ready your weapon and get between it, and I do believe its initiative is next.
It is. Yeah, Swampy's next.
Swamp Ass is next. So
Here we
calling
go.
him Swampy
you're gonna call him Swampy?
because that's cuter.
It is a
But it's
water
not
toxic spirit that is living in a cesspool of a swimatorium.
Yep.
and it is not cute.
Yes, it is. It watches anime. It makes chibi faces.
You know, I'll consider it cute if somehow it becomes under the control of the spellcaster, but until then, it's swamp ass. That's a mood about loved books falling. Yep, I've got plenty of those books to match up with the falling apart mentality and whatnot. My Pathfinder, worn flat, no bind, no
The
spine.
Yeah.
Just no Pathfinder. Good thing they used thread and glue, because otherwise I'm sure the pages would have been falling out.
Yep.
So the creature is going to use an engulf
What?
on Aegis, and let's see, can I do it on 2 people? Draws a target into itself or terrain it controls, smothering or otherwise enveloping the target and causing damage. So everything dictates out like 1 person. So this is an attack on Aegis. And it is a melee attack. What's that?
The bad part is if it swallows Aegis, then it's next to Neotoma again.
True. This is a melee attack, and if it succeeds, it inflicts damage equal to magic rating times 2. The hell's its magic rating? I didn't even remember seeing that.
Oh shit! It's got a 0 magic
Equal to its
rating.
force, typically, I think, for most spirits.
It's probably -5. It's just a tiny little chibi swamp monster.
Hey, you are definitely on this about it being an adorable little swamp monster. I bet you
That's
want
because she's close to it.
you want to put it in like a little clay pot, take it home.
Yeah, I'll make a whole swamp terrarium.
Just- No, just run it through a filter first.
It can live in
Get out whatever
there.
trash that's in it. That's how that works, right? You just filter out the trash and the toxic goes away from the water spirit.
Pretty sure that's yep.
Okay. As a melee attack, it has a force rating equal to its force plus its necessary attribute, which melee weapons are based off of agility. Am I correct? I apologize to the whole audience who
Yes.
are tuning in. We are going to butcher this because most of us are tired and we're just kind of like slacking through it. The group is in a fight with the toxic water spirit that they ran into while investigating a swimitorium. So just bear with us.
It's a swimming pool, people. It's a swimming pool.
It's a swimitorium.
We're dealing with it. We got this. These guys can handle. These are professional Shadowrunners. All right, so
I think you mispronounced failures.
it's got 9 dice to engulf Aegis. And I'm going to hit the button. There we go. There was an error in the results of my... Oh, that's because it's supposed to be like a number there. Let's try that again. Yeah, dice bouncy around and stuff.
Okay.
Well, that was a terrible roll.
Yay.
2 successes.
Boo.
Alright, it is a melee attack, and you have your melee weapon out, so you can follow suit with defenses in that manner.
Oh, okay. So just use my melee attack for that weapon.
No, you mean like to parry and stuff like that?
Yeah, how can he... Is it like a counter attack? Does he parry it off or dodge out of the way? I'm not sure how it would work with the spirit.
If you spend, I think it is 5 initiative, you can use the parry interrupt, which will add your ranks and blades to your defense pool.
Correct.
If you want to riposte, then you need a martial art training.
Otherwise, you just do your normal defense, which is your intuition and reaction, and try to beat 2 successes, which is rather easy to do.
Intuition and reaction. Okay. Rather easy to do.
Yeah, exactly. So, Aegis, the skilled martial artist who just recently got a foci katana for Christmas. Who out there wants to get a foci katana for Christmas? Wouldn't that be great?
I don't think I would want that.
You don't want a katana for Christmas?
No, because then I would want to swing it at things.
All right.
Point
Let's make sure I
taken.
got the right number of dice. So I need 7. So tuition reaction plus intuition. 7, 5, 12 dice. Here we go. Make sure I can count. I can count. 5s and 6s.
That's right.
I think I'd
3.
rather have magical power tools.
Magical power tools. Wow, I'd never even thought of that.
3 successes.
Awesome. So, defensive wise, the creature is going to lunge, splash down onto the section of concrete, flinging out its acidic juices that also are filled with trash, such as old cans, beer bottles that break upon impact. And it's like a torrent of water that comes up, oozes up in the middle of the air, then slams down on your location. Now, I'm assuming with your defense, you're just stepping back out of the way, looking for some level of cover while dragging Neotoma back as well.
Yes.
Did you ever put her down, or are you still just, like, moving her around to keep her in a defensive position?
He would be hanging on to her.
Okay.
So he's probably shifting them back together.
All right, so
and she's caught in his left arm.
Yeah. So Neotoma, you're along for the ride. Who's next on the initiative?
Neotoma is.
All right, the spellcaster, young rat-eared spellcaster. For those who are joining us to come hang out, we have icons on the Roll20 of the players, and I will click on Neotoma. Ta-da! Little rat spellcaster.
She's so cute.
Yes, I will roll. I will roll composure to not immediately flee because of Rat Mentor.
Let's do it.
Oh, she failed. She is going to attempt to wriggle out of Aegis's arms.
All right. Wriggling, what skill check is wriggling?
Agility, maybe?
Or better yet, what skill do you want to use to wriggle away from Aegis?
I'm going to say probably gymnastics makes the most sense for Wiggleosity.
Sounds good. Aegis, what skill do you want to use to oppose this level of Wiggleosity in the Swimatorium?
Unarmed combat.
Unarmed combat.
Do it. All right. Then unarmed combat versus gymnastics.
Okay.
Unless
yeah,
you
he's
want
not
to let Neotoma go.
You know what? He's gonna roll. He's gonna roll with his what's it called? It's his bear aspect.
The bear.
So he has. Yeah. So he's gonna roll against that. I have to roll 8 dice. If he gets 3 successes, then he kind of overcomes his protective. He overcomes his protective desire and will let her go. If he fails, he's gonna resist it.
And be like, no, you gotta stay here with me because it's safe.
Yeah, I know what's best for you. That kind of thing.
I know how to protect you best.
Paternalism.
Oh, he failed.
Charisma plus willpower and what? No, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Neotoma got 3 hits for wiggling.
Okay. So then what is the oh man, what do I roll to
Unarmed
combat plus
whatever it is that you wanted to use. You said unarmed earlier, so I think that's a good call.
Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah.
Which basically means that you've grappled a hold, like, nope, you're not going anywhere while she's flailing.
You're not going anywhere. I have a plan.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. He's very, very protective right now. So that's 7 successes.
What's your
She's
physical
at
roll? Oh, 7.
She apparently cannot wiggle hard enough.
No, you
Yeah.
got a vice grip on you.
Yep.
She is going to just start screaming, "Let me go! Let me go!" And I think that's probably the end of her turn.
I would assume trying to break free is a simple action, so. And you can't probably attempt it again. So maybe a different simple action?
That's a good point. Let's see. Let's cast increase reflexes so she gets another turn.
Okay. Is that
You're
a
gonna cast
simple
that at
action
force
spell?
4? Yeah, she's going to reckless cast it for 3 more drain.
Awesome. Do it. Make that dice roll happen.
Okay, she got 6 hits, but that's limited down to 4.
Okay.
So she will gain 2d6 and +4 to her initiative. Let me roll that now.
Sweetness. And it'll take effect next round.
I believe so, yeah. She adds 8 to her next initiative.
Nice.
Okay. Alright. So, next is Sunny. Question for magic people. Can I use influence to try to get the swamp to try to get Swampy to say, "Oh, you guys are my friends."
I think that's a question for Max.
You can use influence on it. It doesn't. There's a skill check to determine if it'll work or not. Sunny's knowledge of skill of magic is spotty at best, so I can't, based upon your character's background and everything, I can't answer that without some sort of extensive dice roll.
Okay, what would I roll?
To cast influence or to know?
The second one.
Arcana, knowledge arcana, the
Spellcasting?
No, that knowledge skill.
Knowledge Arcana is right.
Knowledge
Oh,
arcana.
I don't have that.
Yeah, that's the skill Terrence has that
Yeah.
you don't have. Because he went to school to become a mage and then never did become a mage.
Yeah.
Neotoma takes 4 stun phase. 4 stun drain.
Ouchies.
Ow.
Oh, man.
I'm going to pitch that one up in the attempts of your wiggling and casting at the same time. You move to a way in which Aegis has now got you in a sleeper hold, sort of.
Yeah, she can't use centering. She's restrained.
Exactly. While he's trying to stay away from the gooey acid, garbage-filled swamp water and keeping a sword between you and it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? And then, that's my plan, and then I'm running away. I'm trying my best here.
Okay.
Okay, so, step 1. Decide a force. And I can just do...
And you're using influence?
Yeah, I'm gonna use influence. It's a mental thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to implant the suggestion that, hey, we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use a force. How do I do my force again? Is it
You just
my
pick
magic?
one that you think is going to be appropriate. And
Is
generally...
the force can be double my magic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it'll act as both the limit for the test, and it'll determine how much drain you're taking.
Okay, I'm going to do a force 7. Influence.
Okay.
So I do that
You're going to
plus
roll...
my spell casting?
You're going to do your magic plus spellcasting.
Right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3, 4. Okay. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop an edge on it to see
Post
if I
edging. Okay.
can roll some other successes. I feel like this is important.
Yes,
And
I would
I
say it's
got
important because this creature has acid-like juices.
Yeah. And I got
Hey, Tom.
7 successes in total.
All
so
right.
I got
Cool.
my limit.
You did. Now you have to resist the drain, which is the force
minus 1.
You yes.
So I just roll 6 dice?
No, you have a drain resistance, which is based upon your charisma and something else because you're
Charisma and
you're a
Willpower for
shaman.
shamans.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you're trying to get 6.
6. 1, 2, 3.
3. And what is your magic rating?
4.
And the force was 7.
Yeah.
So that's over your magic rating, which means this is physical damage.
Uh-huh.
So you'll take 4 physical damage.
Okay. Do. Okay.
Now that you're successful, you just hurt yourself extremely bad,
Yeah.
almost worse than a bit lip or something like that.
Yeah, it's not great.
And now the creature, now the spirit, the acid spirit, the toxic monster, gets a willpower plus logic to resist the manipulation that is mental. The target may take a complex action on their turn to resist by making another logic plus... let me make sure I'm reading this right.
They can attempt to overcome it using the rules for overcoming mental manipulations on page 292.
Correct. Keep track of the net hits as they determine how long you can sustain the spell. While the spell is sustained, the target may take a complex action on their turn to resist the effects with a logic willpower test, with a dice pool penalty equal to the spell's force, which is a 7. Every hit the target gets reduces the caster's net hits by 1. So it has 8 dice, but it's getting a -7. So it has 1 dice. And so it has to use that 1 dice every round to try to reduce the... How many net hits did you get?
7.
You got 7. So it has to... Wow, that's going to take a little bit. So at this point in time, until its action
The
comes...
penalty.
Go ahead.
The penalty doesn't apply on the initial resist.
I don't...
So it could.
I want to say yes, but I don't see anything that says anything about an initial resist. It says, target resist these spells with logic willpower. Keep track of your net hits as they determine how long you can sustain the spell. While the spell is sustained, the target makes a complex action. So you're saying there's an initial resist, and then every other action they get a chance to resist again?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good with that. It's got 8 dice. And it's got to get
7 successes?
to get rid of all the net hits that you made.
Yeah. Oh.
Ba-ba-ba-bam! And it's able to eliminate 2 of your net successes, leaving 5 behind.
Yeah.
So following this, now it only has 1 dice to try to break down those following successes. It is now influenced.
Yeah. We're friends. Please don't hurt us. We're friends.
So the suggestion you're putting into the spirit's mind...
is that, hey, we're friends.
Okay.
Don't hurt us.
Their examples are like, target thinks that fizzy fluid is the best drink. Oh, okay, yeah. The target carries out this suggestion as if it was their own idea. If confronted with the wrongness of the suggestion, there's a chance to overcome it. Okay, so if they don't resist it, it fades in a number of minutes equal to your net hits, or 7 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
So you cast Influence. Who is next on the initiative?
Next is Aegis.
Okay.
I said, I like...
Finish your turn up then.
So I hold both my hands out. I'm like, whoa, hey, it's fine. We're friends. And I do that as I'm casting the spell. You see, like, my eyes kind of glow really, in a weird, iridescent way for a moment. And then I'll look to the other two. Is like, we need to get out of here. Like in the very like harsh whisper, as my eyes are kind of glowing. It's like, we need to leave.
All right.
And now Aegis.
Aegis's actions.
He is going
As
to.
my nose is bleeding.
Does he see what Sunny's doing?
Yeah. It's now
okay.
forming up on the edge of the swimming pool like a very large gelatinous blob, and it has something that would look like a flowing face consisting of garbage, crushed cans, and bits of wadded up paper, and it's looking in your direction.
Okay. He's
You don't.
yeah.
You have some social skills, so if you want to make a judge intent against the slime beast, you might succeed in knowing what it was feeling.
Did he hear what Sunny was yelling? Get back!
Yes, and you did, and it's very evident that her eyes are glowing because it's a dark room, and now there's an light emanating from her face.
Okay, he's going to take that advice because it also helps him get Neotoma farther away from it. So he's gonna move her further back,
Okay.
either right next to Sunny or just behind her. He doesn't know what spell she's doing.
Okay.
All right.
Next up is Swampy.
So Swampy realizes you guys invaded, but you're his friends, but he's not too wholeheartedly sure whether this is what he wants to believe. So I'm going to give him at least one round. If he gets a net hit on this one, he'll probably keep trying to push the thought, but if not, he's just going to accept that, yeah, you guys are friends. And 5. Swampy has pulled himself to the edge of the pool. Now he's not attacking, but he looks over at the collection of stuff that's there, and then he looks over at Neotoma. And he's looking mostly at those prefabbed cartoned power foci that Neotoma was going to pick up. And so it's like this.
He looks like he wants to eat me.
Maybe you should drop the foci.
Neotoma, did you grab any of the foci?
I think she got grabbed before she had the chance.
No, that's not what I asked. Before you got grabbed. So you're saying before you got had a chance to grab them, you got grabbed?
I think so, yeah.
Sure, I mean, I'm letting you make that call.
Yeah, I don't think I grabbed them last session, so I think I'm going to be honest on that one. I don't think she got the chance.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think she was just really excited about them, and then all of a sudden she got, like, ripped away from them.
Swampy! Alright, so again, all Swampy does is look from the boxes to Neotoma, and then back to the boxes, and then back to Neotoma, and has a very weird appearance on its face. You're not sure without a judge intent if that's a happy face or a sad face. It does look like something that you might find inside of a McDonald's Happy Meal that's been sitting on the side of the road for a while.
Alright. And then Aegis, you have one more in this initiative pass.
Okay. I'm gonna do another roll to see if Aegis just lets Neotoma go, because I think she was yelling, "Let me go." Okay. Yep. He succeeded that time. So he does let her go, but he's still in front of her. What'd you do to it? He asks Sunny as he stands on guard.
She's like, I don't know. I'm just like, she's like, I don't know, but it's not fighting, so we should go. I made friends. You know, but like she's not. She doesn't look great. She like her eyes are just like look like a little bit bruised, and like her like both nostrils are just kind of streaming out blood. Like she looks like she got hit in the face real hard.
All right.
All right, new initiative.
New initiative.
Okay.
Oh boy. 15 for the spirit.
Ooh. 15 for the spirit check.
26 for Aegis.
Oh,
Okay, Aegis,
26.
26, and Neotoma,
18.
18. Okay. Alright. So first up is Aegis.
All right, Aegis. Things are looking pretty good. Looks like this thing might be gone passive in some way, shape, or form.
All right, let's leave. He says to the group.
We'll go back the way we came.
Right?
I would.
Okay,
Yeah.
so back up the stairs. Nobody feels antsy enough to try to jump over there and try to grab any of the swamp monster's stuff.
Fuck no.
All right. There we go. All right, you guys head up the stairs. I'm not gonna worry about initiative at this point in time. If you're skedaddling, you're skedaddling.
Okay.
Neotoma, you skedaddling?
She is naturally compelled to skedaddle.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys are able to skedaddle out of there. I'm not worried about it. Swampy is not going to follow you. He is currently residing in that location and quite happy with his
He
trip.
likes his stuff.
He likes his stuff. Yeah, exactly. So you guys get back out of the swimming pool building that I have dubbed Swimatorium. Yep. And you're still in that suburban hellscape. You guys definitely made a bit of noise. You do not know if that's going to draw any of the attention from the nearby raiders of this dilapidated community. So how do you guys want to proceed at this point in time? What do you want to do?
I think looking for some place that's not in the open for a hot minute would be a good idea.
All right. One vote for not being in the open.
Yeah, so the way we came in was through a fire escape, right? So we came
Yes. Through the back of the
Okay.
building. Remember, there was a side entrance and it was blockaded off by furniture. Then the back entrance was barricaded, but there was a door on the second floor that you guys decided to go through. You had to cross along the edge of an open park to get here. And in doing so, you ran across some sort of signs of something large moving through the area.
Yeah. What if we go not back the way we came, but around the building to see if there's something that's closer by that's not out in the open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we'll need to, like, whichever way we go, we'll check the corners and that before we leave the cover of the
Okay.
building.
Neotoma, how do you want to handle escaping from the building? Did you just want to, like, haul ass and just start running away, or were you going to be sensible about it and take cover and stuff like that? How would you feel the influence of the rat spirit would affect you?
I think that the essential quality of a rat is to scurry. So ideally she's going to be fleeing in a way that provides her the most cover from the swimatorium. Swimnasium?
Swimnasium.
Oh, swimnasium. That's even better.
Whatever provides her the greatest amount of cover between her and the swimnasium. A little bit less focused on stealth and more about putting walls between her and that evil monster.
Would you leave your friends behind? Do you think your fear effect would cause you to leave your friends behind?
Probably not. And I feel like if she did, she might get grabbed again.
Okay. So you're going to hunker and hide, I'm assuming, with everybody else as they move to the other end of the building looking for some other level of cover.
Yes.
So by this building you're currently hunkered by, there's also it's like a split series of buildings that are the front offices where you saw the raiders piling in equipment and taking back and forth. And so behind those buildings is a collection of long shed-like buildings. You can see that they have small windows up top, steel doors, and they have that sign like the locks have been rusted and stuff like that. There are no handles on these buildings, on the doors themselves, so getting into them at this point in time would be kind of difficult. But I'm sure you guys have ways to open doors. That is the next nearest building to where you're at. And between here and there, the grass is kind of overgrown. And beyond them is where all the large brush and bushes kind of begin to explode as far as it goes for the terrain in the area. There's a couple of large oak trees nearby that have created some nice ground cover on the other side of the sheds. And then beyond that, you move into the next section of this suburban landscape. Do you want to try to risk these sheds to see if you can get into them for cover to take a moment to recuperate yourself, or do you want to try to head maybe toward the main offices themselves where those people were at, or turn around and go back?
The sheds were the ones that they didn't have handles on the doors, right? We would have to figure out a way to open them.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if they don't have handles on them, then maybe you just push them.
They're the kind you would put a key lock into, turn, and then pull everything out at the same time. It's got a deadbolt, and it's got like the rust around the edges of the deadbolt and stuff like that.
Hey, maybe your magic katana can slice through metal.
I mean, it sounds fun. It sounds noisy.
I don't know. Just.
I think we established we have a crowbar.
Yes,
Yeah,
we did it.
We do have a crowbar.
Oh, that'll do.
All right, so yeah, crowbar time.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. I'm assuming you guys are still sneaking. Who wants to do what to the door? What skill wants to be used with the crowbar to try to pry that door open?
Aegis can use just strength to pry it open.
Sure.
All right. So is that just a straight up attribute roll?
Yes.
Strength and body.
Or would it be strength twice?
I don't know.
I know. I don't think in this game it's designed to roll just one stat by itself.
Not.
You always roll it with something else.
I think crowbars specifically let you double your strength.
Oh, cool.
Then hey, let's do that.
All right. So doubling the strength.
There we go. Tom suggests engineering or strength and body. We're going to double the strength because of the crowbar.
4 successes.
4 successes sounds pretty good. You're able to bust the rusted lock and pull it out through the rusted frame. So the door comes open. Inside there's a collection of overgrown concrete with some overgrown grass weeds zipping all over the place, decent amount of spider webs, old lawnmowers and stuff like that. And now you can see a rolling door on the other side of the building that you couldn't see from your initial side. Old gas cans, weed whackers, a variety of other things, tools and mechanical devices. Decorate this with a series of shelves and whatnot. Calendar dated probably about 5 years old, showing some sort of fancy murals and pictures of lawns and gardens and stuff. So this used to be some sort of lawn maintenance shed where people would do their daily works.
So yeah, rush in, everyone in, shut the door.
Yep.
I'm gonna break into my first aid kit, and start plugging my nose up, get that to stop bleeding.
Okay.
Oh my god. What the hell was
Oh,
that?
did he just see the? I can't remember if he witnessed the water elemental outside the apartment.
Yes, you
Okay.
did. And that one was definitely a lot more formed and flowing.
Okay. It looked like the water elemental from the apartment, but sewage water?
That wasn't me this time. Um,
Well, I hope it
Son-
wasn't.
Sonny, did you control it or banish it or compel it, or is that thing gonna be coming after us?
I don't know. I just, I figured maybe if we convinced it that we were friends, we'd at least be able to get out, you know?
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need to be careful then, because it can probably follow us wherever we go. And she says this with a real look of worry on her face.
Are you sure it just doesn't
Hopefully
live
it
in
won't
the
leave its
pool?
hoard. Sonny, how bad are you injured? Like you can see her nose bleeding. Is she like bruised
Yeah,
up?
she looks like she got hit in the face with like an open palm very quickly.
I mean, it hurts, but I think I'll be okay.
Oh, you got drained. Yeah, I did too. It's okay.
Is drain physical damage? Is that?
For Neotoma, it was stun. What is Sunny's magic?
Um,
You're 4.
4. I was.
Oh, then it would have been physical.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
was physical. It's like I smacked myself in the face with a lead pipe.
Here, let me help with that.
He hasn't gotten to use this yet. I have to
Yeah.
build the character so I know what he's doing.
So he's going to. Yeah, he'll like just as she's like trying to keep the blood at her nose, he'll gently grab her wrist and touch her face, and then use his healer ability.
Ooh.
Empathic healing, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yo, he has the coolest data power.
I know, right?
Let's see what he gets here. Oh goodness. So that's 4 successes.
Okay.
All right. Is it? Yeah. So 3 boxes of damage per success per hit. So
What?
Wow.
he could remove up to. I don't think you have
You
12.
Sunny doesn't have any lost essence, right? She's still at 6.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
cyberware or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Because that would be a negative on the dice roll.
Nope. Still a 6.
So how much damage did she have?
4 physical.
Physical.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's like 3 to 2. So every 3 that he takes 2 damage. So he would end up with.
Wow. I forgot Adept Healer was that great.
I'm sorry, I got lost. Someone explain to me.
So he's using the Adept power, Empathic Healing,
Uh-huh.
which he rolls magic plus willpower for every hit. 1 box of physical damage transfers from the wounded target to the Adept's damage track. Only physical damage can be done that way. But he's got the Adept Healer quality, which means that each net hit removes 3 boxes of damage from the wounded character and inflicts 2 on the Adept.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good discount. So
Yeah.
she had 4, so that's 3
That would be
physical
2.
to damage. Unless you only knocked off. Well, here's the thing: if you only knocked off 3, then yeah, you only get 2, and she's stuck with 1 as well. That's probably the best deal right there.
3 hits, didn't you, or 4 hits?
It doesn't mean he has to use them. He doesn't have to use.
Well,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, he'll do that.
So, Aegis has 2 physical wounds, and you have 1.
Ooh.
Which means nobody has a modifier.
Well, you should totally describe it, Aegis, what happens.
Yeah, so he holds her wrist where she was moving to try to soak up the blood, and then touches the side of her face. And you just feel the pain start to lessen. And then you see Aegis's nose bleed a little bit as he's doing it, and this slight coloration forms on his face, and then he says, I think that'll do it. And he takes then he starts, rubbing his nose.
I think there's another power that upgrades it so you can transfer your damage to enemies, which is just sick.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Sounds like a good time.
But in character, Neotoma will ask, hey, but what was that?
Huh?
Magic stuff. I assume.
Sniffles. Old bodyguard trick.
That's something.
When did you learn how to do that?
I've had it for a while.
Like, maybe you were born with it?
Yeah,
Maybe
probably.
It's Maybelline?
It came in handy in the bodyguard. More than once.
Wow, that's really cool.
Well, it doesn't summon water elementals, but...
It's pretty impressive. Well, here. And she takes out another little pack of gauze, like a little gauze sheet, like for your nose.
Like, he sniffs. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. So, leaving? Yes?
Leaving.
I want those foci. But yeah, we should.
Well, if you'd
we
like,
should probably...
you can go back in there and ask it real nicely.
Definitely not. Never again.
You don't have any sort of telekinetic magical spell casting things that'll pick them up from a distance and bring them to you?
The problem is that takes line of sight.
Which would require you to climb to the 2nd floor of that building, then be able to see down at them, which they can... Then Swampy can see you.
Yeah. Not optimal.
You do know how to handle a spirit, don't you? You are a capable spellcaster.
But she's also a coward.
True. But this could possibly... Now, so... When you run across a spirit in the wild, what does that mean? I mean, I have an understanding of what it means. Yeah, Tom's like, just go down and dispel it. Come on. Crack them knuckles. Put up your dukes. Where's your magical powers? You could also go down there and try to throw a task onto it. But if you fail, it fucks you up. I mean, it shows you the justice side of its hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says, so I don't want to be in the same building with that thing again. But also, those foci would be worth, like, a lot of money.
Banishment is also an option.
Yeah, she sucks at banishing, though.
But you don't suck at summoning, so you could definitely hit it with a task if you're successful versus its force rating. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do. It's just a lot of these require line of sight.
They all require line of sight.
Well, I think that we can still keep it on the good side for a little while longer. If you want, we can go back. Just to see if you can do something about it. I can't. But you can. Maybe. Yes?
Um. Okay. I will. Okay.
We'll go in
Uh.
there. We won't go down into the thing. We'll stay up on the platform. And if anything goes wrong, we'll just run away again. And this time we won't win. We'll run very far.
Okay. And Aegis.
That thing at the apartment was fast. It was very fast. If this thing decides to chase us, can we even outrun it?
I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna summon up. No. Oh no, because I would stop her from putting a task on it. I'm gonna try and. I'm gonna try and bind it to my service and potentially send it home. Um.
There you
I
go. That's a good idea. That's yes. That's the person to go.
I trust you to protect us. Just no picking upping. You know?
All right, so I need to hold it off while this binding takes place.
Yeah, I think I've got enough in me for a couple tries.
Okay.
If I fall unconscious doing this, pick me up and run.
All right. I guess it's not a great plan, but it's more than what we had the first time around.
So you head back out of the shed. Did you guys want to gather anything in the shed? Do any quick perusing around in here? Yes, no, maybes.
Well, there's some old gasoline.
There's also lawn equipment too. Gasoline, lawn equipment, cutters, shears, pieces of metal stuff and whatnot.
Use a shop vac on it.
I'm going to say yes. There's a shop vac on here. Yeah.
Shop
Suck
vac
it
and
up.
a pack of filters.
I mean, busting is well known to make me feel good.
So if you guys don't look around, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick description. Nope. No.
Yeah, nothing about it would really compel you just to be curious. He thinks that they're just in a...
Yeah, and if that thing's been locked for 5
a
years,
lawn
that
shed.
gasoline's not going to be good at all, so it's not like it's going to light on fire at this point. So...
You guys look out. Oh, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Neotoma will take a tactical entrenchment tool, also known as a shovel.
Ah. All right. So you take a shovel. Do you want a big shovel or a small shovel? A handheld shovel or two-handed shovel?
Probably a small two-hander.
Small two-handed
or a
shovel.
small girl.
With a rounded head or a flat head?
Gonna say rounded.
Great. I don't know why I went through all those details other than the fact I just know a lot about shovels.
And I appreciate that.
You want to feel good about it.
You guys step out into the high grass looking both left and right to make sure that you are not being witnessed or anybody seeing you. And at this point, the guys who were up by the front offices are long since gone. There is 2 trucks still parked there. And so you head across the opening back over to the swimitorium and head up the fire escape. We're gonna... Before she... Don't. I'm just about to segue over to you. Where are you going?
Go ahead.
Okay. So as they're heading off to go do that, we're going to go back over to... You have arrived at the GPS description. Nancy's there with you in AR, and you're standing in front of a grass-filled parking lot that has not seen activity in maybe 2 years. An ancient canning factory that still has its happy, smiling face tuna fish picture painted on the side. The paint's peeling off. Windows are broken. This is the address that Neotoma said is her house. To one side of this large building, you can see construction fencing that stretches around the back area. There are pieces of cardboard and plywood in some of the windows. There's a smell. As you are driving your bike down the length of this building, you come to a section that you kind of have to draw angled away from the building just because of the way the old concrete from other buildings and fencing work, and you come across what looks like a gigantic hole in the ground that doesn't go down, it goes in at an angle, and it creates like this mound and tears up parts of the fence and then goes in under what looks like it's heading into the building. You can see foot traffic signs into this dirt hole, this mud hole. You can also still kind of go around, and you think you see Sonny's car over there, so there's probably another way to get in. But yeah, there's a hole into... Anyways.
Does the crawler have a camera on it?
Yes. And so does
Wait,
the
could I
McFly
have-
Spies.
Yeah.
And they're faster.
Yeah, but provided I lose Matrix contact, like I'm assuming will happen, the crawler is smarter than the Fly Spies.
You are correct on that as well.
Because it has an upgraded pilot.
Yep. So, do you want to send it down the tunnel, or are you thinking about waiting till you get inside of this cannery that might be Neotoma's home?
Well, she was aware of the fact that, looking over the past messages, that it was through this hole that they went, yes?
Yes.
I really don't want to. Just send the Fly Spy down it.
All right. It zips through series of tunnels. There's a couple of split-offs that were pretty much evident that aren't used, but they're definitely there. A small collection of rodenti. Definitely dodge and avoid the McFly Spy as it gets close, because there's points where it gets kind of small passing through there. And then you find yourself inside the cannery on one of the basement levels. Pipes and catwalks stretch from place to place. What's a cannery for a rat shaman? Should it be rat walks instead of catwalks? So they stretch all over the place. This is basically a cannery. Fish used to get brought in here, cut up, torn to pieces, put in cans, and then shipped all over the place. Probably all over the country. Now, it's not got any use. So there are sentries, basically posts, through one area where conveyor belts used to be. Solitude now controls everything. Everything's very isolated, covered up with plastic. Old machines are still there, canning machines and whatnot, but they're all covered up or painted over or rusted. So yeah, the McFly Spy does get in there, but as you're waiting for the McFly Spy to do its thing, you do see the way in which you can drive physically in.
Oh, thank God.
Which is good, because the tunnel hole thing is kind of wet and mucky.
Yeah.
So you drive around and find where Sunny is parked. Park next to her, I assume.
Yeah.
And then find an easy access into the building. There is no electronic defenses. You want to hear how the door's locked?
Please.
It's a set of double doors, and there's a piece of wood on the other side that just hangs over the two handles. So all you do is you stick a piece of metal through, and you knock the piece of wood off on the other side, then open the doors.
Neotoma. God.
The inner workings of the place, there's water pouring out of pipes, there's grass growing here and there. The place definitely looks rather dilapidated, but there's still power.
This is outside of Heidemann Park, right?
Oh, yeah, this is outside of Heidemann Park. You know that Heidemann Park's right around the corner.
Yeah.
You wander around, you find things of Neotoma's, you find what looks to be her personal living space. She's definitely made an effort to create
A rat nest?
I wasn't going to say that. And you do get greeted by a rather large rat, not a
devil rat.
Not a devil rat, but a regular sized rat. While the other ones scurry, it seems to be following you and watching you.
You're one of her pets, aren't you?
It will then brush its ears and then straighten up its whiskers.
Why rats? She kind of looks down at the rat, doubting. Just, why am I talking to a rat?
After looking around for a little while, you notice that the rat has taken up residence along a length of pipe about your head level, and it is just watching you from the distance on this pipe, which is actually a lot closer to Hydeman Park.
Stop looking at me.
It does not stop looking at you. It preens its ears and it plays with, and brushes its whiskers again.
Are you one of her spirits?
It hops out the broken window, away from you, and toward Hydeman Park.
Of course, that's where they ended up. Alright, Nancy, looks like I'm gonna be going dark too.
Alright,
I'll find
Nancy
them.
appears next to you. I've just done a preliminary, and she hazes in and out for just a second. You can definitely see she's having problems generating a representation of herself here, but she's doing it anyways, and she says in stuttered language, I did a quick search around with whatever cameras I could find, and there is a very little evidence. I found 2 entrances that are blockaded, and one of them is guarded. There is a powerful area around Hydeman, and then she cuts out and fades away for a moment. She comes back in. Did you hear what I said?
I got the gist.
And she fades away for a second. Do you want to check the noise level?
Yeah.
12.
Holy Christ.
There is a powerful jammer somewhere nearby.
Well, that would explain Neotoma's matrix problems.
The rat is now
Wow.
back in the window, looking at you.
Yeah, alright, I'm coming.
It hops back out the window.
Follow the rat.
You step outside. The rat begins popping and scurrying over to what looks to be a section of fencing that is busted. Between here and Hydeman Park, you can see that there is a large water tower-like structure that has its door sitting open with a brick. And the rat gets to the bust in the fence, climbs up to the top of the fence, and then as you're walking through, it's kind of like a slope hill down, mostly sand and lots of dirt and pebbles and whatnot that have been washed away by rain, creating those tiny little towers where the pebbles at the top and there's a column of sand. You know what I'm saying? And so you're walking down, it's kind of soft to move, and as you get close to the rat, it's looking at you, and it looks over at the white tower with the open door.
That'd be where I'd put it. Don't suppose you know if there's anybody inside?
It grooms its ears and adjusts its whiskers.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Alright, she'll make her way over.
As you begin moving through the 2 different, actually it's more like 3 different properties of damaged fences and grounds, you kind of slip closer toward Hydeman Park for the purpose of like getting there, and your baby monitor ticks up that the noise pollution in the area just kind of rose a little bit, and then as you head up to that white tower, it dies back down.
Really?
Yes. Which tells you this tower is more on the... Yeah, you got it. You know what that means.
She's kind of looking down at the rat. What's
The
a
rat moves
tower?
along. The rat moves up to the tower, and as the 2 of you get in and look, it is a hole into the ground.
Oh. Do I have to?
The rat looks at you, and guess what it does?
Does it
Scritches its chest.
Oh.
Because the entire time it's stopping and standing up on its hind legs to look at you. and putting its tiny little adorable paws together and just twinkling its little nose.
All right, fine.
Now, logically, this rat has some association with Neotoma. And it most likely has an understanding of who you are, and magic is doing magical shit right now. You are not a magic user. You get to do whatever you want. Follow the rat, don't follow the rat, figure shit out, do it your way. I'm just putting a rat in here because Neotoma.
I know.
Okay, cool.
And I think at this point, Circuit's still not like worried about them because Aegis is there and she knows he can handle himself. And Sunny seems smart.
Okay. The rat moves into the cistern, which is what it actually is. It's mostly empty save for the very bottom of it, which has some water. And it begins prancing down the stairs, guiding you on your magical adventure to find Neotoma and your friends in this...
Didn't want to go on an adventure.
You find yourself descending the stairs and following the rat as it maneuvers down a small series of tunnels. At some point, you come across a section where there's a turn, and at the sandy bottom of this pipe that you're moving through, there is a skeletal remains of what looks to be a human. The rat does not seem to pay much attention to it as it hops over the skeletal remains and continues about its way.
Well, that's concerning. She'll just kind of gingerly step over it.
Continuing down the way, at some point, this starts to rise up, and you begin heading up a flight of stairs, and you can hear water. And as you get to the top of these stairs, you're looking over the edge of a wall, and you can see what seems to be a cistern that is filled with water, currently rolling down into a series of pipes that you can't see and whatnot. And there's a bit of foamy green mess floating on the top of the cistern, on top of the water. Beyond the catwalks, there is an opening, and you can see a grating that opens up into almost like a street level, that somebody has pushed the grating out of the way and moved it off to one side. The rat hops across the catwalk to the opening.
Yeah, alright.
And out into the streets of Hydeman Park, suburbia. A very well-manicured, at one point in time, suburbia, utopian lifestyle in the middle of Seattle kind of was perfect. It was great, whatever. But as you look around, you can see that it is sat idle, and the noise level is now at a 13 again. While you were inside those tunnels, it had dropped down to like bazillions because you're underground. But when you come back out here, you're definitely telling that there's jamming going on. It's not it's not ads, it's not news, it's not distance, it's just
noise.
Jamming. Yep.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned jammers.
The houses still have things. Like, there's a bike in the yard, a three-wheeler in the street, cars parked, some of them been burnt and whatnot in the center of the roadway. Houses have curtains on them. Some of the doors are open on some of the houses. Cul-de-sacs to the left and the right, main streets zigzagging all over the place, creating this nice kind of dynamic curving venues and whatnot. You remember the map from above, and so you can kind of see where you're at. And there's two clusters of these housings, and in the dead center there are office buildings and some sort of park and a gymnasium of some sort.
Circuit kind of like looks down at the rat and she's like, pretty sure I saw this in like a zombie apocalypse movie once.
The rat continues to kind of play with its little fingers and scratch its chest as it stares at you.
She'll head for the structures in the center, because if you're gonna jam an area, you put the jammer in the center.
Of course.
Because it's omnidirectional.
You begin heading in that direction, walking along the streets. You come across a place where there's some orange cones have been put up in the roadway to kind of whatever, not sure, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of traffic. You come to a place where 4 cars have been bashed in together and they have been set fire. So now all that's left is burnt, rusting hulks of metal hunks of metal in the street. The tires are gone and all that good stuff. And so as you're heading in that direction, you can see the 2 buildings in question that are the main office. And outside of them, there are 2 pickup trucks parked. On one end of the building, you can see 2 people from where you're at. And we're talking a distance away.
Yeah.
A few hundred meters. Smoking, it looks like. And you're walking in the street in the open.
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Okay.
As soon as she spots the trucks and then sees the people, she'll just like snap at the rat real quick and off the road.
All right. The rat
We're now
does something
stealth.
very strange. It runs over, grabs a hold of your pants leg, and holds on. As you jump into the bushes nearby, it rides with you. Almost as if it knew what you were doing.
Alright, sure.
You also notice that there are gaps in spaces inside the jammers. You went from a 13 back down to a 12 just recently.
Oh, they've got multiple.
Which means what? They're either controlled locally or controlled at one location.
If I'm lucky, they've got them chained together and in the center.
But do you need to get to the center to affect the chain?
Ah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
I'm a decker.
You are! Hey, you are a decker. You're not a magic user. You got some magical rat shit going on here? Rat person, rat folk. What is that? I don't know what that is.
Ratkin.
There we go.
So yeah, she'll kind of actually avoiding the center buildings for now where she knows there's people. She'll kind of work her way like around more of the outskirts and try and pinpoint a likely building where a jammer is based on the levels of noise.
What skill will you use to find that?
What skill?
Yeah. What skill do you want to use to find that?
To find it, I would say would hacking work?
Yes, because then you could utilize your...
Or electronic warfare, I think,
yes,
actually.
because you could then utilize... Yeah, exactly. That would be much better because then you'd be using your deck to detect the noise and then triangulate its position. All right, make an electronic warfare plus logic roll, and we're going to set the difficulty at a 2. It should
Would
be
my
hard.
analytical mind apply to this?
What's that?
My analytical
this is a
mind
puzzle.
quality?
This is
Yeah.
such a puzzle.
You said it's a threshold 2?
Yes, that's it. It's easy.
I have 15 die. I could almost buy 4 hits.
Do you want to roll?
So I'll just buy the 3.
All right, so you start punching away on your cyber turn. Describe it. Describe what happens. And hell, describe what just go into town.
Yeah, so what I picture is that she spots the people and the trucks, and as she darts into the shadows of a nearby house, she pulls out her deck and then will start working her way out from there, actually. And every now and then she'll stop, look at the noise, reconfigure a few things on her deck, and then move on to the next house until she's followed a trail.
Awesome. And you do. You go through that section of suburbia more toward like a southwesterly direction, and you're getting closer and closer to the fence area. And you see a section of fence that is damaged and destroyed, and beyond that is the industrial complex next door. Do you remember who owned the industrial complex?
Wasn't that Masaki?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Plastic
I remember.
people.
Yeah.
No more than 20 meters in the damaged fence area, and power lines are running from the apartments, the houses over here, into the manufacturing area, and you can see the box itself just sitting out in the open. The wires are going up to it. The signal is definitely coming from it right over there.
She'll head over
All right.
very carefully.
Okay.
because that's
So,
out in the open
careful.
is nerve.
You are very in the open. Is there any
Yeah.
dice rolls you want to make along with that walking in the open?
I would like to try and be as stealthy as I can.
Okay. Okay, let's do that.
I have to remember what her average agility is. Please tell me I made all her limbs the same. 6, 6, 6, 6. So, how do you average attributes for Cyberlimb builds?
Generally
'Cause-
it's all of them add together, divide by number of limbs, and
Right,
stuff like
so
that,
4 limbs and trunk. So the base meat stat and then stat of all 4 limbs
yeah. Yes.
averaged together. Okay.
Yeah.
That's, I think, how I normally do it. So I think raw it moves like this would use the base physical stat or lowest, I think. Did I thought I wrote down what her averages are. I did not. Okay. 25 divided by 5. That makes that easy. It's 5.
Yep. All right.
And 2 ranks in sneaking. Because that's been a post-gen buy.
That's right. You had to buy into that. You didn't start with it.
Nope.
Just like Aegis didn't start with social skills.
Oh, that's... Ew, no, that is right. Gross. 1 hit.
All right. The local surveillance has 4 dice. They got no hits.
Oh!
All right. So here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. As you're doing this, as you're getting over there, the rat has now pulled itself up on the left. There's a section of like wood paneled fences, and that's the section that's been knocked down. And so it's pulled itself up and it's hanging on, watching as you're getting ready to move to get over to that location. The rat stops you for a second, and he grabs a hold of your fingers and like bites in. And you're like, ow! And then you
Well,
look.
it's metal.
When it bites in, your sensors still go off.
Well, yeah.
And you stop for a second, and there's a truck in the actual industrial park that's driving by.
Kind of look down at the rat for a moment.
It preens its ears, presses back its whiskers.
You're way too proud of yourself.
The truck passes, and so you get low and you hustle over to where the box is at. There's a panel. It's mostly a solid container and with a panel.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pry open the panel.
No dice rolls needed. It's easy enough to pop open. There is a port. There's a place you can jack in. A small terminal that you can access. So, I mean, a variety of skills at this point in time can do you good between electronic warfare, hacking straight into it, physically, and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're gonna try a little bit of a subtle approach, because I want to disable the... basically disable the noise, the jammers, but not alert anybody who might be monitoring it.
Okay. So, walk me through what you're going to do.
I mean, first she needs to just take a minute and get a look at the software, probably figure out what all it's actually doing. Is it just supplying power?
There is a jammer that is currently attached to a host that is part of a larger network here, and this is being powered by the facility, the housing facility behind you. So it's separate from that manufacturing thing over there, but it's on their property. So this is definitely like a...
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody poaching electricity from a neighbor.
Yeah.
Well, didn't Misaki Corporation buy Hydeman Park? So they own Hydeman Park and the manufacturing, the factory.
Yes, they do. They did buy it for dirt cheap prices.
So it makes sense. Everything follows. Is it just So I want to get onto that host, actually, is what I want to do.
Sure. How do you want to do it? Do you want to...
Oh, we're doing it stealthy.
No, like physically connect to the device and access that way, or Wi-Fi from where you're
probably.
sitting? Okay.
Yeah, no. If I got a direct access, why am I going to hack it?
All right, you're in. You're in the host.
Yeah, so I want to get a look at, like I said, the software, what all it is, on the host.
You're looking at a host with a rating of like 2. There is a bunch of data management programs currently running. There is no spider. There is one security ICE currently active, but it seems to be paying attention solely to outside host access only, not inside host access, so it doesn't even recognize you. There is no security access at all on this device. Whoever set it up was pretty much making sure that whoever accesses it just kind of like needs to plug in and go. It wasn't meant to be too difficult. There's a variety of other smaller functions going on, such as the AC controls and stuff like that, and then there's the jamming function. They have put down 3 broad range jammers in the area to cover Hydeman Park and the manufacturing facility, and there are no active security cameras. And any ones that do have an active security camera are stuck inside of that noise field, so it just doesn't do any good.
Looking at it, can I tell if I turn the jamming off, can I tell if anything or anybody will be alerted?
Yes, if you turn the jamming off, you will alert the guard IC that is currently active. But
okay, so
yeah,
I want to do some tweaking before I turn it off then. Basically what I want it to do is set it so that any query of the jamming will just always return a yes, working fine.
Sure, that's one way you could do it. I like it. Go for it. We're going to set this at a... Since you're in the system, you're doing an edit file. It'll still get its host dice to resist, and that's it. So it's 4 versus...
Oh, I should open my cheat sheet.
So let's see how well it does. The host is able to get no successes. So all you got to do is buy 1 to alter the programming.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Done.
I can do that with my logic alone.
Success.
Or the skill alone, actually.
Whoever set this up, the intent was not something robust.
Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna, turn the jamming off.
All right, it's off.
Flip that switch. Bloop.
Whew. There is a variety of icons in the area that suddenly become visible. From cell phones to drones and stuff like that are in the area, as well as vehicles. You can see Sunny's icon, you can see Neotoma's icon, you see Aegis's icon. Nearby them, there's a couple of other icons that are phones that you don't recognize. 2 vehicles, which are probably the pickup trucks in question.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the building where Sunny and the other unknown phones are sitting, there are 5 drones, all lawn maintenance drones that have icons that are active, but let's see, where else? There's probably also some other drones here and there scattered about the area, as well as maybe a car or 2 that still has its active icon that just couldn't be seen because of the noise levels. The manufacturing plant has a ass ton of currently running icons, a variety of facilities, a variety of manufacturing productions that are active. When you looked at this plant and all the information, it was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
But from what you're seeing up and running. Not everything is up and running. It seems to be a small select group of icons running. This is part of the host, and of course you just didn't... No, I'm going to take that... I'm going to Kisbit that back. This is not part of the host that was producing this external jamming effect. This is another nearby system that is just not hidden, or was hidden when the jammer was running.
Makes sense. You'd probably have a beefier host to protect that sort of equipment. She'll just send like a. Now that she has Matrix connection again, just send a message to Aegis that just says, "You good?" Question mark.
All right, Aegis, your phone goes beep beep while you're in mid climb of the ladder. It's been all silent until now.
He stops and looks at the message. Are you good? He pauses for a bit and then sends back a thumbs up.
Also, now that my pan is back,
Yep.
or she's just gonna do a vague marking of where those Leo drones are, just so that like everybody's aware. Hey, law enforcement's here. Because this place was, if I remember right, no trespassing. Anyone caught will be removed or arrested.
Yes, those Leo drones are farther away. I was referring to lawn maintenance drones.
Oh, lawn maintenance. Okay.
There are Leo drones nearby, but they're not, yeah.
Okay, never mind then, yeah. She'll point out where the guys are outside and the trucks.
Okay. All right. To the other group, you guys have ascended the ladder. And as so who's going first, by the way?
Aegis would go first.
So Aegis is climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
And then as he gets about halfway up, he stops, he pulls out his phone, looks at it, punches some buttons, and keeps climbing.
You good?
Yeah. Circuit asked if we were good.
I thought she didn't want to come.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she's up to. We can ask her when we get to the top.
All right, everybody ascends the ladder to the balcony area, and you kind of step in. The sludge turns very carefully and very softly in the pool, as if something is under the surface of the water, slowly making circles.
Well, there it is.
Yep. There it is.
All right, kid. How close do you have to be?
I just need line of sight. Other than that, I'm all good.
So are we up? Are we up pretty high from?
Yes. Probably about 3 meters above the ground. Maybe closer to 4.
Probably closer to 4.
Yeah.
Was it that tall? Or does it care about height?
No, it was not that tall. It was about human height.
Okay.
So what do we do now? Or what do you do now?
Well, I say, be ready to run, and then she will flick on her power focus, and attempt to compel it to service.
Ooh. So basically, game mechanics wise, this spirit has already been summoned. So the summoning step is skipped, and we go straight to the task versus resistance. The Atoma is going to roll a summoning check versus the spirit, and the spirit's going to resist with its force rating of 4.
Yeah, she's going to, I think probably it's better to post edge this one. Alright, let's...
You roll your summon plus magic, max is force, and since the creature's force, the spirit's force is a 4, that's the most you can get. And then the spirit's rolls its force to resist you.
Wow, we've got 4 hits on it. So that's pretty great.
All right, let's see how this works out for the Swampy. Swampy got 2. So what does that mean for the number of tasks that you have just abided upon, Swampy?
She will get 2 free tasks from it, and she needs to resist 4 drain.
You do.
Okay,
Cool.
no drain.
Awesome.
Oh, she had time to send her. She would have more dice anyways. Phew. Okay.
Describe what happens.
Yeah. She is going to, against her better judgment, stand up and, if she wasn't as small as she was, very heroically look down on the toxic spirit and say, in a loud voice, "I am Neotoma. I command you to leave." And yeah, and she would do some of those funky hand symbols to center.
Sweet. So you have 2 tasks. Are you going to initiate the first task to dismiss it?
Yeah, she's going to return it back to its home plane.
All right. It swirls for a moment, and once you start making noise, it rises up in the center of the pool to watch in your direction to see what's going on. And it doesn't seem to either comprehend nor want to comprehend or make any kind of action. And then at the last moment, as you're finishing the gestures, it then becomes quite clear and it responds negatively. It begins rushing toward the catwalk where you guys are currently hanging out at, but then domination happens and it stops. And as you command it to return, the fluid just drops, splashing all across the concrete surrounding the pool, sending trash and waves, and that green foamy stuff begins to kind of like percolate up out of the pool for a moment or two, and the pool just starts becoming like a mixture and becomes a little bit more separated. The smell in here is a little bit less pungent, but still stinks.
When will
Yeah,
the mage
for-
who summoned that know it's gone?
I don't think it was summoned by a mage. If it was, then we've got a toxic mage, which like I like you two quite a bit, but I'm not fighting them.
Just assume it was a toxic mage. How long do we have?
Well, let me do this. And she will shout at the general area where it was, "I order you to stay." And she will spend her second task for a extended service, so it cannot return for a day.
All right. That's
Okay,
fine.
we've got a day.
All right, well, let's get down there and get this stuff and get out.
Yeah, let's not take a day.
Yeah, so that's exactly what Sunny's doing. She saw where the foci was, and so she's heading straight there, unless anything else warrants her attention with a perception check.
Go for it.
Is it perception plus
Intuition.
intuition?
Mm-hmm.
Yatoma will also a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the second toxic spirit rises up.
Right. So that's gonna be 4 successes.
Other than the power foci, there is some electronic equipment and stuff like that, and nothing that you see right off the bat really kind of catches your attention. So you see the stuff and you know of it, but it's not like you have any understanding of the value behind all of this stuff.
Okay.
Other than the foci. That would be somebody else who would know, like, Edgy might be able to be like, oh yeah, or better yet, one of Lomax might be able to be like, some of this stuff is good and whatnot.
Okay. Well, they aren't here, so
Yeah.
The foci seem to be the easiest to carry out, and
Okay.
so that's the hit, and that's
What about your sensing roll? How does that look? We're looking for at least 2 hits for the general area.
Yeah, that is 3 hits on a sensing.
So you will see the remnants, the damage that has been done to the area by the toxic chemicals and stuff like that. And it's not a pleasant place in the astral here. It is definitely twisted and deformed, and the spirits been here long enough to deform it further. Everything astrally is twisted and has some similarities, but not a lot of similarities to what the real world looks like. And the twisted effects are large enough that they actually leave this building and travel probably several meters away from it, having an effect creating goopy little puddles, iridescent green and yellow light from a variety of different, yeah, things, rocks, plants, dead carcasses.
Ooh, okay. Real bad mojo in here.
Aegis?
All right. Yeah, he's gonna help move the foci if that's, especially when he hears real bad in here. We need to pick this up then.
All right.
So yeah, that's all Sunny's is working on right now is getting them shoving. How big are they?
They are about the size of two, or we'll say three deck of cards.
Oh, so
So they're
they
small.
can easily pack into
Oh,
my
okay.
backpack.
Yes.
So that's what I'm doing. Basically, a smash and grab,
Okay.
grabbing them, throwing them into my bag, and then rushing out. Like that's
Okay.
yeah.
So I guess while Sonny grabs that, then I did a perception roll. Got 5 hits. He's just gonna look around.
The bubbling from the pool has continued, and there is a whirlpool forming in the center of the swimming pool. By the time Sunny has got the boxes, the whirlpool is definitely formed and is probably about a half meter in diameter. The fluid from the pool is going somewhere.
Okay. Gross, but I don't want to stick around to find out where, or if it's gonna come back up. So I'm out.
All right. Sonny grabs the boxes, throws them in her backpack, heads back over the ladder, starts climbing up. It's definitely evident the pool is draining somewhere. And Circuit, as you have finished what you're doing and you're paying attention, Nancy is now able to join you. Your cyber terminal, your deck, alerts you that the 2 phone icons are on the move. That's the 2 phone icons that were in the main office building. I'm assuming you would have put like a simple algorithm to pay attention to them while you did things.
Yeah.
They're on the move, and in fact, they're on the move toward Sunny, Aegis's, and Neotoma's location.
Yeah, she'd update her pings on the pan and just be like, "Hey, watch it."
All right. Do you guys want to
Do we
anything?
know?
I am getting the fuck out.
You're getting the fuck out.
We're enjoying the leaving.
Do we?
I'm like
Do we know she's here?
taking it. I'm well as soon as like yeah, because he got a message from her when he was
And
climbing
she's
up
sending
the
you-
ladder.
Real-time updates on these guys.
So
Oh yeah,
Now.
yeah. He just is sharing that.
all right, we're moving. Like I'm taking that ladder as fast as I possibly can, and then bolting to get out. Try to get out before being seen.
All right. What is Aegis and Neotoma doing? Because I assume that you guys were still up on the catwalk.
Yeah, we're climbing down on the outside.
All right. Who's first, you or Neotoma?
Aegis would probably waver to go first.
All right. As you begin heading down the ladder, the first guy comes around the corner with an automatic rifle. It screams and then opens fire.
Initiative? Question mark.
Oh boy.
Do you have some sort of like surprise skill?
I'm good at being surprised.
Well, she did tell us that he was. They were coming around.
Fair enough. So let's do an initiative because as Aegis, you get out there, the guy comes around the corner. He sees you as you're about to get onto the ladder. He pulls up his rifle, points at you, yells, "Put your hands up!" Or he yells, "Get off the ladder now! Get off the ladder now!" And he is not alone.
Aegis also has combat sense.
I don't know what that does.
It gives
Does that
him
allow us
a.
to tell if there's a toaster nearby.
It gives him a.
An aggressive toaster.
It gives him a perception test before a possible surprise situation,
Fair.
gaining
Where
the
is that?
benefit of being alerted if the test is successful. On top of +1 to defense rolls per rank. of
Oh,
combat
okay. Always
sense.
allow perception test before possible surprise.
But the good news is you had. So you're his danger sense?
At the moment, yes. Oh, I suppose I should probably be in initiative too in that case.
I mean, if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want
yeah.
to. I'm not going to make you.
Let's see. She would not be in Hot Sim. She's in AR right now.
Now these are security people.
No,
Or-
they don't look like security. They're wearing t-shirts and blue jeans and
Oh,
armored
so he was just
jackets.
saying that as a courtesy.
They are wearing armored jackets and they have weapons. So yeah, it's a courtesy.
Okay.
Get down here now, or
Just
I'm
one
going to shoot.
group of baddies, my love.
I'm working on it.
I mean, just one group of baddies.
Yes, and I'm going to roll their initiative together.
Okay.
11.
11. All right. So.
Oh, they tied Neotoma.
Neotoma's 11. Aegis.
Rolling.
Circuit.
10, 15.
12. But I am going to spin an edge to seize the initiative to go first.
Okay. What was yours, Aegis?
27.
Okay. Well, it's like Circuit is going first.
Yes, I just have to open the right book to find what I want to do, because it's like a matrix thing. What book was that in? I can't even remember what it's called. I think it was in Kill Code, though. Oh my god, this one had a shit table. Where frick was it? I am the firewall. There you are. Okay. So it is a complex action. I can computer plus intuition with limited data processing. All right. What is my... What did I say? Computer plus intuition?
You did.
Yeah, okay. Yeah! Ugh, okay, well, it's something.
Tell me what this something is.
So everybody with access to my AR feed, which I'm assuming those would auto reconnect once I got the jamming taken care of.
I would assume so as well because, you know, modern technology provides that shit like that happens.
Cool. So they all get a +2 defense test bonus so long as they have access to that AR feed. Until the beginning of my next initiative pass.
So that would apply to Aegis and Sunny, but not Neotoma, because Neotoma does not live in AR. Am I correct?
I don't know if Neotoma got some fancy AR glasses.
She has a Trode patch, I believe.
You're wearing a
Let me
Trode
look.
patch.
I believe she has one. Let
Old
me
school
look.
Trode patch all the time.
Well, how big is a Trode patch?
It's this thing that sits on your forehead and has like little.
Not that big in 5th edition. If I remember, it's literally like a nicotine patch. In size, anyway. I think.
Where's the?
I can't see her Trode patch, so yeah, all right.
I mean,
If I find it, I'll let you know. I guess not. Yeah.
Because I don't remember when I went over your character, I didn't see any AR things. But if you got a Trode patch between.
Oh wow, it's even smaller, about the size of an old-fashioned quarter.
Never mind then. So I'm thinking of the old Trodes. I'm thinking. Of the
Yeah,
old
it says the full Trode rig will soon be a relic of the past. In the fluff text for it.
Yeah, I will have to get one when we return to civilization.
So, again, Neotoma doesn't get this bonus, but everybody else does. Cool.
All right.
Awesome. Who's next?
All right, Aegis.
And I was wrong. They don't have rifles. They have pistols.
Okay. And one came around, or how many came
Two.
around? Two.
Mhm.
And just a quick glance, can I see if they're like cybered up or are they?
No, they don't have any cyberware. Not that you can tell.
Okay. And Neotoma is on the ladder, or is she on the ground?
Neotoma is on the walkway, the gangplank. The soon as you guys dismissed the spirit, a series of events took place, and they heard a bunch of noise and didn't know what the hell was going on. And so, when they had one direction kind of looked, when the people split up and went different directions looking, these two guys headed this way, and the other two guys had a different direction. So, I'm trying to figure out why they're hearing this noise.
Okay, so we're on the we're up on the plank together, and Sunny's on the ground.
Sunny is inside.
I'm inside the building. I'm
inside
following
the building
after you
still.
guys.
Yep.
Okay.
So from where you're at,
Okay.
you're in the open pretty much, unless you drop down and get to the ground or go back into the building.
Yeah, he's going to, if he can, he's going to go in and pull Neotoma back in
Into the building.
to cover. Yeah.
Okay, you guys are now in the building.
Whoa, I do not want to be in this building.
Even though Neotoma told you, don't pull me around like that ever again unless needed.
It's needed.
All right. We're going to say that's a simple action.
Okay. He's going to ready his pistol and take cover at the window.
Awesome. Who's next on the initiative?
Next, does Circuit get to go again? Or
No.
that was her turn. Okay, then it's Neotoma and the baddies. At 11.
Neotoma and the baddies. Baddie number 1, who came around the corner and pointed his gun, is kind of like trying to look to see what's going on. Baddie number 2 pulls out a injector of jazz and convinces his friend to do it too, and so they stab themselves in the neck with jazz.
What the fuck is that?
Drugs. They do drugs. They're doing drugs. Alright, that's a complex action to
Let's
do drugs.
do drugs together. Okay.
Neotoma.
Yeah, it's more fun. It's more fun than doing it alone.
It's jazz.
It also takes jazz, but she didn't have time.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly,
Neotoma
it does
will.
take immediate effect.
Yes.
Neotoma will take cover as her first simple, and then she will hit the one who appears, the one who convinced the other guy.
Got it. Number 2. The
With
second one
a
show.
stun bolt.
All right, let's do this.
Let's roll that up at force. Let's do it force 1, but let's break the limit. Yeah. 8 hits. This is resisted with. That is resisted with willpower.
Willpower of 3. Clicky, 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 clicky. Button, drag, button. Bam! 1 success.
Okay, he will take. That is 7 stun damage.
Okay.
And Neotoma needs to resist 2 stun for fading. Or drain. I shouldn't play Technomancers. No drain. And
Alright.
that is the end of her turn.
Who's after Neotoma?
Me.
Okay. Well, I am still in the building, up the stairs. I've met up with them. Why aren't we moving forward? I see
And
that.
why is Neotoma shooting things outside?
Why is Neotoma shooting things outside? Oh, there's people out there now. Fuck. Okay. I'm going to cast Agony. It's my. Let's see. Agony. Do. Do. Yes. Okay. And we'll do Agony at a 4? Yeah, what do Agony have? 4 on somebody. What are those two guys?
Alright, Neotoma shot one with a blast of energy, even after he stabbed himself in the neck, and is now like, blah! Yeah, he definitely stumbled back, but the other guy hasn't stumbled back. So do you want to hit him with Agony?
Yeah, I'll do it
Alright.
out of 6 actually. So that's. I do the spell casting
Plus magic.
plus magic. And I don't add anything when I do the magic, right? Like when I say the force stuff.
Yeah, the force is just picking out
Force
how
is just
powerful it
picking
is.
out how powerful it is. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 successes.
And I picked a 4, so. Oh wait, no, I picked a 6, so that means that the 5 makes it.
And agony. I'm trying to remember.
Agony makes
what,
them hurt a lot.
I'm trying to remember the resistance. It is a
Let's see.
illusion spell,
Yeah.
and it is a realistic.
Yeah, target isn't affected, same as if the damage were real with the usual injury penalties. The target's damage boxes are completely filled, is racked with pain, unable to move or act.
Logic and willpower for this poor soul is a 5. And he got, oh, this dice, fighting to live, 2 successes. Alright, so you did, how many successes?
5.
You got 2 to resist. Some mana illusion spells affect the target sense directly, others subject, and
Each net hit scored by the magician inflicts 1 box of physical and 1 box of stun on the target.
so he takes 3 physical, 3 stun.
So he's got at least a -1.
That's correct, he does. And he believes he has these guys.
Yeah. He injected himself and now his neck really hurts. Like he hit the wrong spot. He pinched a nerve in his neck. It sucks so bad.
He's dying.
He just killed himself. He doesn't know it yet. He's like, oh my god, what did I do?
Alright, who's next after Sunny?
Next is Aegis. Unless Circuit gets to go again first.
Yeah, her
I
initiative.
believe it's just the... I can't actually remember. I just know I can... Edge actions. Where are you at?
I gotta do my drain. But I said 4, so let's see.
Edge. Where did you put that?
I know it's always near like the front of the book.
Well, we'll just say,
I'm
we'll just say it counts
passing.
for this whole thing. I'm
Edge.
good with
Edge. Seize the initiative. Move to the top of the initiative order, regardless of your initiative score. You return to your normal place in initiative order at the start of the following combat turn. Wait.
We'll just say you get to go.
Yeah, we're not out of the naked combat.
Oh yeah, so that
Yeah,
okay,
so
so
you're
yeah,
still there.
okay, and I do get a second pass.
Yep.
Perfect, because I was at 12. All right. Then I have to spend an action to mark. Oh well. What do I need for that? I think I just need one mark. Can I get a mark on both the weapons?
Yes, you can get a mark on both the weapons since they're in the same pan.
Sweet.
Well, you
That
put a
would
mark on the
be
pan,
hack
but
on
you
the
know.
fly. Yeah.
Looks like their pan is a 4. Oh man, 2 successes.
Wow, gross. 2 successes. I'm edging that. No.
You know, it's okay to fail sometimes.
7 successes.
So they got 2 still, so you get 5 in total.
Yeah, so I
and
just
that'll definitely put 1 on their pan.
Yep. Perfect. That's my turn.
All right, who's next?
Aegis.
Aegis. You got your gun out. You pointed in the right direction.
The dangerous end goes towards the enemy.
Yes.
No one has actually fired a gunshot yet.
Not yet.
Right?
No.
No. But maybe you can do a cool somersault down and just slash him with your magic sword.
Yeah, somersault. What is the drop? I mean, it sounds fun.
4 meters.
That's pretty far.
Yeah.
That's only 12 feet.
It's only 12 feet. I would
Yeah.
die, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was in an emergency where it's
Let's
like
see,
running
fall
from
damage.
crocodiles or something, I would jump 12 feet to try to not get eaten by a crocodile, but
There's no crocodiles up here. So Aegis is not jumping. He doesn't technically really want to. We haven't shot any gun. There hasn't been any gunfire, so we're not creating a lot of
they're
noise yet.
throwing magic, dude.
Pew,
Yeah.
pew, 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 pew.
You got stick and
Okay.
shocks?
Stick and shocks? No.
It's the type of ammo that electrocutes your target.
Oh, see, damage isn't that bad.
Yeah, just do it.
So it's
No, he's gonna look. He's gonna scan he's gonna look for another way out, and make sure no one else is coming in behind us. He's gonna let the magic slingers have their fun.
Perception.
Okay.
This is actually intuition plus perception to find an alternative route out.
it'd only be 4 DV that you were soaking.
And it's visual, so let's see, 1,
is.
2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
Across the swinatorium, across the stands on the far end, there is a higher upper level window. It's one of those windows that opens and closes for the purpose of airflow. But if you guys put something there, like a piece of wood or a piece of something, furniture, you can get to that window and get out of it. But there's a question of what's on the other side. You could run over there, jump into the windowsill because you're just that athletic, and look. But that's like the most immediate exit. Otherwise, you could run down the stadium seating and be able to get around to looking at the front door area. Because remember, you guys are coming in the back. There's a bunch of garbage between you and the front door. So there might be another way around. Well, you got 5 successes. Yeah, no. From where you're at, you can tell that if you go down the stadium seating and then jump off the far end, you should be able to weave your way toward the front door of the building.
Okay. Looks like we can make a break for the front door.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, so
Neotoma and the baddies.
Am I spoiling your fun?
Not my fun.
I swear to God, you jump down and slash him with your cool magic sword.
She just wants to see you use the sword, man.
That's okay. That's okay.
I don't want to drop
we're
4
waiting-
meters to
we're-
use a sword.
You would
we're
only
waiting
soak
for
damage.
a special occasion. It'll be fine. This isn't the moment. It'll come.
All right. So you
I think
advise.
it's the baddies.
What's that?
I think it's the baddies.
Yes, Neotoma and the baddies next.
Neotoma and the baddies. All right, so the baddies are going to shoot up with their guns now. Now they're shooting. You guys have cover. Their pistol skill, it says 4. Their agility is 3. That's 7 dice. They have any other modifiers. Laser sight brings the number for the pistol to a 7. That's it. So it says smart gun link, so that's probably one. That's a 7. What's the bonus on a smart gun link?
Who? And 2
Anybody?
accuracy. 2 dice and 2 accuracy.
Just 2 dice. 2 dice and 2 accuracy. And what if it's Wi-Fi'd?
Well, it needs to be Wi-Fi for the dice.
Okay, then that's what they got. So they got 9 dice for their shooting of their pistols then. Get back to the NPC. Cool. Alright, so they got 9 dice for the shooting of the pistol, and what did cover do?
To
Gives
defense, I think.
+2 defense, something like that.
It depends on if it's partial or not. Or how much cover.
You guys have a lot of cover. Here we go. Alright, active defense, dodge, parry, cover. You gotta shoot through
Fender has-
barriers.
Good cover is +4. Partial cover is +2.
You have good
to
cover.
defense.
It's +4. Alright, so 9 dice. Once. Twice. Alright, 3 successes at Neotoma and 5 successes at Sunny.
Ooh, okay.
You get 4 extra dice to defend with, and you're using your intuition and reaction.
Okay.
4
If you-
hits.
What's up?
4 hits on Neotoma.
So Neotoma's fine.
And action. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1 hit on Sunny. So the damage is 8p, making that 9. What armor are you wearing?
Rating 12.
12. So that means it's stun. And so you're going to add your 12 to your body. And you're rolling against 9.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. And then my body.
Don't forget my +2.
And then the
Oh, and she gives you another +2 because of... Was that for defense or...
It's for defense.
Oh, just roll those 2. If you get 1 success, this doesn't matter.
No.
Nope. She got 3 and a 1.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3?
3, so you'll take 6 stun. Bam! Sunny gets clipped.
Ow, motherfucker!
Okay.
And I think that means it's me now.
Yes.
Neotoma is very mad that they would dare to harm Sunny, so she's going to do something fun. She is going to, as a Force 1 spell, cast another Stun Bolt, but she is going to multicast, so she's going to hit both of them with the. So she is rolling 8, exploding twice. 8 exploding. Oh,
Wow.
well, it's 5 hits on one and 1 hit on the other.
Those are good hits, 5 and 1. Okay, and so,
That's resisted with just willpower.
Okay.
they have 3 willpower on each. So let's do the first guy.
Aegis is next. I have to go take Burning out.
Guy number 1 got 1. Guy number 2 got 1. So the second stun bolt does not hit, but the first one gets 4 hits.
That probably knocks him out after that 7 damage before.
That is correct. That puts him at 11 stun. So he goes down.
Oh, and I need to roll my drain. She will spend her free action to center. Yeah, no drain.
3. Aegis.
Yeah. So seeing Sunny take a hit, he loses his composure and goes out the window.
To the front of the building or to the back of the building in 4 meters down?
So I think he's still at the window with them, talking to them about going to the front.
Yes. Yes, he is.
So he sees her get hit. So he goes out the window towards the guys that are shooting at him.
Okay.
And he's
Coming down on them with the magic sword.
Yep. He's kind of losing it, and he's going over the edge. He's jumping over the edge.
The 4 damage from the fall.
All right.
Oh, he's AP -4. He's Bear Mentor, I forgot.
Bouncing dragon.
So roll your armor plus your body. Take out 4
Armor
because
plus-
of the fall.
All right.
Who fell?
Aegis saw you got shot, and the Bear Mentor spirit told him to go kick ass.
Oh.
So
All right, here we go. 5 successes on the armor.
okay, yeah, you're fine. All right, now continue on into your attack. You hit the ground. You charge across the way toward this guy. You have your gun out, so I'm assuming as you're drawing.
You just gotta, yeah. Can he use that? Does he have to use both hands for the katana?
That's a really good question. I'm going to assume yes. Because melee weapons don't actually determine.
Well, it really just determines whether he drops his pistol and
You could always
guts
just
the
hit him
guy.
with the pistol. I mean, you
Bayonet.
don't have to shoot the pistol, but you can't pistol whip people.
Two-handed sword. Oh,
Yeah, I don't see anything that says it has to be two-handed.
well, it would mean a lot to Sunny if I use
Nope,
the
there
sword.
it is. Legendary two-handed sword of the samurai.
I mean, you can shoot him in the face too. That's cool.
Or pistol whip him, or drop the gun and then draw the sword.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing because he's kind of angry.
All right, dropping the gun, drawing the sword.
Drawing the sword. Let's see, Christmas katana. All right.
That's a weird thing to hear. Christmas katana.
That's what it's labeled on my
You
sheet.
know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most dangerous sword of them all? Christmas katana's coming.
5 hits.
All right. It doesn't have any. He doesn't have any cover at this point from where you're at, so it's just his reaction and his intuition of 7 dice. He has taken 1 wound, so he's lost 1. He's down to 6. He doesn't have any initiative to do anything with, so he's just dropping these 6 dice to get 3 successes. That leaves you with how many net hits?
Oh, sorry. So he got 3 success. Yeah, so I had, what did I say, 5?
Yes.
So 2.
2, add that to your damage.
Okay, so which is 8p with a -3.
Alright, so he has 12 armor, so it's now a 9 plus his body of force with 13 and 10 damage. So it's going to be physical damage, right? No, it's going to be stun because you just said 10. And his armor reduces... No, I have that wrong. Armor's a 12. And your AP is minus what?
3.
3. So that makes it 9. So your damage is greater than his armor, therefore it's physical. Got it. 9 plus 4 is 13. Four, so you do 6 damage to him.
Yikes.
And he's already taken 3, so he's now at 9. So it's definitely you hit the ground, rush over, and cut into his midsection, drawing blood, damaging his armor, and getting his undivided attention at this point in time. With the sounds of shots and everything, that did arise and alert the other people who are now turned back, and so you can see 2 other gunmen from your new position that are heading in this direction. Who's after Aegis?
New rolling time.
New rolling time. These 2 new combatants do not have phones on them, so they are not illuminated to the hacker.
Yeah.
And their initiative is...
Am I adding that into...
Yeah, they're 2 new guys.
You guys.
And they're a 13.
Uh-huh.
And Mr. I am high on drugs is going on 18.
Okay. Circuit?
14.
Neotoma?
Guys are being bad at rolling. 1d6 plus 6. 9.
And Aegis.
28.
Alright, Aegis.
So one is down, right? And the other one is bleeding really
One
bad.
is non-conscious, and the one you just sliced is bleeding pretty bad. And there are 2 more running this direction.
All right, he's gonna strike that one that's bleeding really bad to put him out.
Okay.
Ouchie.
He's got a -3 for his pool due to damage taken.
Okay. A lot of dice to count.
Sure.
Oh, that's not great. That's only 3 hits.
All right. I'm looking for... So, he does not have gymnastics. He does have his gun out, so he can attempt to block, right? That's, unarmed combat. Does he have unarmed? He does. He's going to use his unarmed combat and his pistol to try to block your sword attack like an idiot. Or is that parrying?
That's block.
Okay, so he loses... Mr. Fast Dude with an 18 goes to a 13.
Okay.
And so he's going to get his reaction, his intuition, and his unarmed, which is a total of 11 minus the 3 he's taken, so 8 dice. He made... I'd mess that up. It's 2 successes, not 8 successes. It still has a +8 there. It has 2 successes, so you hit, even though he attempts to block with his pistol.
Okay. With just 1 success, so that's 8p minus 3.
All right, his armor value is 12 minus 3 is a 9, so it's stun damage.
Okay.
No, 8 plus. When it ties, what happens when it ties? Because 8 plus 1 is 9. His armor is 9. Is it stun or is it physical?
It goes to stun.
Okay, so it's stun. He's resisting 9 stun with his 11 dice. He loses 3 from his body. Yeah, so no, it's 10 dice. Four successes, so he takes 5 stun. Yeah, so he, as you come in to finish him off, he throws his pistol up, curving it, catching your blade, and at the same time, the blade is sparking and sawing into the actual barrel of the gun, but the guy is fighting the blade back with his pistol. Man, I'd be afraid of my knuckles, but
Right?
at the same time, like, I don't want to die by katana too, so block with the pistol. Who is after Aegis?
Circuit.
Oh, this is probably going to be useless, but she's, I think, probably unaware of the fact that they are downed. Those 2 guns that she had marked, I was going to do a control what would that be? Yeah, I think control device to eject the clips.
That's a simple action, right? Because you have control of them.
Control device action is... that one would be, I think, simple, yes.
That's simple.
Because ejecting a clip is a simple action, yeah?
Yes, it is.
It's... yeah. Or I think it's free if you have a smart gun.
They have smart guns, so that makes it free.
Oh, well, if it's free, then hell yeah. Definitely eject the... Oh, wait. Do the other guns have wireless icons? You said they don't have comm links on them, but
They
they're
don't
like
have comm links.
guns.
They're using shotguns that fire the stick and shocks.
Oh.
They have shotguns that do stick and shock. So no.
Gross. Okay.
So yeah, the dude blocking with his pistol, his clip suddenly shoots out. For whatever, maybe your katana fighting thing hit the right button, but the guy on the ground who's unconscious, his pistol shoots up, his clip shoots up into the air and then comes back down. So maybe not so. Nancy will tell Circuit you have inbound. Watch your 6.
Circuit's going to actually. Can I do a? I am. No, wait. I can't do. I am the firewall. They don't have icons. I have nothing that I can give them without icons. Yeah. She's just gonna get the hell out of Dodge.
All right, because you have been hunkered down next to this tower. As you get up to run and whatnot, light machine gun fire begins spraying across the ground as you're heading for that wooden fence. If that's your whole action, I'm going to let you get out of this combat scenario without getting hit. But the dudes in the pickup truck who came driving up with the light machine gun saw you, and as soon as you started running, they're trying to hit you. And the fucker in the truck's like, "Lead your target, dumbass!"
Yeah, that'll be her whole action, but at this round.
Okay.
Because next pass, she'd be going to hack the vehicle.
So I assume that you just stood up and started running, and so the little cable that was attached to your data jack just popped out of the machine and started whipping back up into your head.
Yeah.
All
All right.
Baddies.
All right. This is technically the guy with the light machine gun. His initiative. So the 2 guys who are running up, they're going to stop at a distance of 4 meters and fire their solid slugs. One's like 5 meters, the other one's 4 meters. You know, let's not split hairs. They're going to fire their solid slugs at Aegis. They're going to suffer a penalty because they're outside the short range for the shotgun. and it's single shot, so they're looking at 4 plus 3 minus 1, 6 dice. Aegis, you have no cover, and they have no penalties. First one, chick chick, boom! 4 successes. Next one, chick chick, boom! 2 successes. So
All right.
you're dodging 1 shot, and then you will suffer a penalty because you're dodging a second shot.
Okay. It's reaction plus intuition.
Yes, for the 4.
Plus 2 from your combat sense. Don't forget that.
She's very
Okay.
proud of her +2 that she's giving you.
I don't want him to. I don't want him to lose any dice. That's why I gave him combat sense.
I thought you were about to say I don't want him to die.
I don't either.
Priorities.
All right, so we'll dodge the heavier hit first. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Right on the nose, you got it. You lose 1 dice
Okay.
because this is the second shot at you.
Okay, down 1 die.
And this one's only 2.
3 successes.
Okay, successful. So, did you want to move farther away from the swimatorium or move back to the swimatorium for cover as you're being shot at?
Oh, right. I get a move, right? As part
You're
of
moving
my...
because of this. You're not.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think you're standing still, kind of like.
No.
Yeah.
I could hide behind the guy I'm fighting.
You
Take
know
cover.
what? I say do that. I do that, and I'm going to give you a temporary edge.
All right. He's going to position himself. Position the guy between him and the shooters.
Okay.
Oh, missed ranged attacks when you're in melee. Everyone else in melee also has to roll to dodge.
Oh yeah. This guy is currently at a -3, and he has a 4 and a 3, a 7. So he's got 4 dice to try to also get out of the way of these guys. 1 versus the 4, so that's a no. And then he loses a... Ignore this one. Then he loses a dice because that... The second one, he's fine. The first one definitely hits him. So the damage is 11, stun. And the AP is -5. So his armor goes from a 12 to a 7. So it's still stun. But it's a 11 plus 3, so it's 14 stun he's got to resist against, with an armor value of 7 and a body of 1. So 8 dice.
I don't think it matters if he dodged the second one.
Pretty much. 4 of the stun, so he takes 9 stun. So yeah, one of the stick and shocks did hit him, and he gets electrocuted and goes down. So unfortunately, you cannot use him for cover, but I'll still give you the temporary edge because, you know, it's like that.
Okay, yeah. So then he will move towards the building.
Which one? The sheds or the swimatorium? Because the sheds are right there, or the swimatorium's back here.
Yeah, he's gonna stay. He doesn't want to go too far because Sunny and Neotoma still have to come down.
Okay, so to the swimatorium. Who's next on the initiative?
Now it's Sunny. So he point the way for us to get out?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, he jumped down
Out the back way.
out the back way, but he seems to have it handled,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
I don't really want to get shot again.
Right.
So I'm going to go the way that he instructed to GTFO, and I'm gonna kind of grab Neotoma's arm, just like give it a quick tug. It's like, come on, this way, and then I'm going to make my full action haul an ass to get out the way that he was saying out the front.
Okay, you definitely will move down the top of the seating, and you see what he was talking about. And so it doesn't take much effort to get down and start weaving through the cluster to the front door,
Okay.
which is open. So it's going to be a straight shot to the front of the building.
Okay.
All right.
And then Neotoma.
Neotoma.
Yeah. Neotoma will do one thing before acquiescing to the arm tugging. She's going to cast her most powerful spell,
Most
Detonate
powerful.
Vehicle.
What?
No, not really. She doesn't have that.
I'm like, wow, that's a thing.
That's a damn. I needed to know about this spell.
No. She's going to attempt to use ball lightning and not fail miserably like last.
Oh, good.
Right now, all you can see is Aegis.
I don't have line of sight.
On the other two, no, you do not.
No. Okay. Oh, I know what she can cast though. She is going. Is he standing on concrete or next to any concrete?
Yes.
Okay, she's going to cast Shape Concrete and make a big cover wall for him.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. That's going to be at a. I'm going to say Force 5? No, not slash shrug, slash roll. 13 dice, limit of 5. And that is resisted with, I believe concrete is like 9 dice if you want to roll, or I can.
I got it. Amazingly enough, bam, look at that. It's happened, and the concrete got 3 successes.
Okay, she will shape the concrete as to create a thick concrete barrier to give him plentiful cover.
Excellent. So now you have good cover. Who's next?
Next, so we've got Neotoma. Next, we're back up to Aegis.
Oh, all right. So this wall grew out in front of Aegis, between him and the gunman. He pauses for a moment to look at it, and then just hopes that Neotoma did that, and that nothing weird was going to happen to him. Are the two guys with guns heading towards Aegis, or are they moving elsewhere?
Most likely they're still heading in your direction. But now that you know you can lean out to kind of get a look, yes, they're still heading in your direction, but it's harder for them to see you because of this wall.
Okay. And where are they as relation to the front door? Can you just figure that out?
Prospectively, triangulating their location to the front door, it would take them somewhere around 18 meters to get toward the front door.
Oh, okay. All right.
They're 3 meters to 4 meters away from your location, and
So they're
almost
closing in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the last thing he'll do is look for his gun on the ground.
Yeah, you find it.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to pick up the gun or just like hold
Yeah,
action or something?
No, he's picking up the gun and holstering it. He likes this sword.
Right?
And then, yeah, he wants to see what they do, so he's going to hold here.
All right. Who's after Aegis?
Circuit.
Circuit. You run through the fencing at this point in time, and you can hear the small truck tearing through the lot behind you.
Can I see its matrix icon?
While you're running, yes. Do you want to just like move to the other side of the fence and stop, or do you want to keep running, or what's going on?
Can I get far enough to get just something between me, break line of sight with the truck?
At this point, running on the other side of the fence has broke line of sight until the truck drives over here and through this opening. And it's a truck, so they travel at miles per hour.
Yeah, I know. And I need marks to do anything to the truck.
Yeah. Can you run and hack at the same time?
I think so, so long as I'm not... technically with, in AR, I think I would be counted as distracted for taking any actions physically, but so long as I'm not sprinting, that's not a roll, I'm not... She'd just be distracted.
Yeah, so like sneaking and trying to lose cover, you would be distracted.
She's not so much sneaking right now, she just wants to get break line of sight for, like, if there's a building.
Yes, there
Or-
are those suburban homes. You can attempt to get between some of them, try to find a way into one of them. That is definitely a good option to break line of sight.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to get into one of the buildings. So I'm probably not going to be doing any hacking this round.
All right, then make your stealth roll.
Can do. Sneaking right. Yeah. Excuse me. 2.
What else do you want to say, Motley?
Kitty.
Somebody wants her attention for the night. All right. Success. You dash into the building. You're there. Who's next on the initiative?
Alright, next is the 2 baddies, but I guess it's just the one baddie now. Or
No,
group of baddies
the
now.
one group of baddies. All right, so the truck drives through the fence at this point in time, and they're going to make a perception check to see if they can see where you went to. If they succeed, they're going to stop their vehicle and then do a sweep of the building. If not, they're going to drive on. Their perception and intuition is 6 dice. Driver, 2 successes. Gunner, 1 success. Shotgunner, this is the last person in the vehicle.
God,
3
there's the
successes. Bam, 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 bam! Stop the truck! Stop the truck! You hear it sliding outside of the building you're in. Get out, get out, get out! Get your guns! Alright. Aegis. First guy steps around the corner. He's got a shotgun. He immediately flips around to see you.
Can he react?
Yeah, I thought you were holding your action to be able to stab.
Yeah. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, man.
Stabbing!
All right. Christmas katana.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen.
A most excellent kung fu.
All right. 5 hits.
Okay. Reaction and intuition is 7. They don't have any other modifiers benefit them. So, let me roll their 7 dice. This first guy is 7 dice. He gets 2. What did you get?
5.
So you got 3 extra. Your damage was 8.
8.
So we're looking at
Plus-
11. And he has a -4, so that is definitely physical damage. So he's got 8 plus 4 is 12. To resist the 11 you are doing to him. And so he resists 7 of the 12. I just... 8 plus 3. 7 of the 11. And so he takes 4 physical damage. He comes around, you immediately stab into him and control his shotgun to make sure that when he pulls the trigger, he fires away from you.
All
The
right.
next one steps around the corner, and he too is going to be shotgunning you. Point blank range. Are you ready?
Ready.
7 dice plus 2. No, just 7 dice. They do not have the Wi-Fi smart gun links like the other guys did. Two successes.
2 successes.
Yes.
All right. Reaction, intuition, +2, right? Is the +2 still there?
Yes, the +2 is still there. Have you been shot at earlier this round?
Last round.
Last round. Okay, then never mind.
Because this new round is when I was behind the cover, I think, right?
Combat. No. This is all the same period of time. So yes, you've been shot at twice by these guys. So you're now with this one at a -2 because every round you get attacked, you lose a dice for the number of times you get like shot at and stuff like that, and penalties for multiple shots stack up over a period of time.
Only so long as he hasn't had an action between them.
Oh, and he did. He moved. Never mind. So you're not at a penalty.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the most complicated rules of this game. I'm just annoyed by it sometimes.
All right, here we go.
Get 2 or better.
Three successes.
Awesome. So point blank, he fires a shotgun at you, and you just use your offhand to push it the other direction.
All right.
At the end of initiative, at the end of combat, this is the last part, right? Before we roll again?
He just has one more go.
Cool. That's what I wanted to see. All right. A large metahuman steps out of the bushes behind the swimatorium. He is troll-like in appearance, but you can see that his skin texture and growth on his outer body is tremendous, and he is very malformed. He has wounds, and he has what looks to be skin afflictions. He has 3 successes to grapple one of the shotgunners and smash him in the head.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He doesn't have... the shotgunner doesn't see him coming, so it hits. And the shotgunner's armor is 12, plus body of 4, 16. Versus the troll creature's strength of 12, plus 2, so 14. So he's rolling 16 versus 14 stun. Yep, this is all stun. Four out of the 14, so he takes 10 stun straight to the head.
Ouch.
This large malformed troll steps out. You can see he has one exceptionally large eye, one smaller, more normal-esque eye for a troll. And when he punches the shotgunner in the back of the head, he flies... Because this is the guy that you grab the barrel and twist it to one side to not get shot. And all of a sudden, he flies past you, smashes into the wall of the gymnasium, and crumples to the ground. Your action.
Yeah, he might back off. He's not sure whose side this troll is on, and I don't want to provoke it. Actually, before he does that, though, he is going to strike the other remaining guy.
Of course.
Is this like thinking you're teaming up with a giant in Skyrim? Like...
What time of day is this?
You guys came in the morning.
It's daytime still.
It's early.
Oh,
it's
okay.
morning. Like
only
mid-morning?
4 successes.
I had a real fear that this guy was a mutaqua. In which case, we need to run.
Oh my gosh. 4 successes.
Do tell.
With the Christmas katana.
What are you talking about? So that other people know how to be afraid. 3 successes, so 1 extra. The damage is 8, so that's 9. And minus 4 from 12 would be 8. So this is physical damage. So 8 plus... And he already took some damage, so 8 plus 3 is 11. Versus the 9. So
It's an infected troll.
7
Yeah, it's a
is
vampire
through,
troll.
so
A vampire
11
troll? Oh, jeez.
11 points of damage in total. You run this guy through.
Okay. Yeah. So he just like slices. It's with the katana, right? So he slices, probably takes his head off, and then he looks up at the troll and just kind of backs up, holding his hands up.
Okay. The troll will then dismember that guy, the headless guy's arm, and begin chewing on it as he drags the corpse toward the bushes.
Are we sure it's not?
Oh no. They can come out during the day. Could also be a ghoul troll, which is similarly terrifying.
They can come out
He
during
just-
the day.
He just doesn't care what it is. He's just glad it's fed, and he's it's gonna start making his way to the front door.
All right, you're hauling ass toward the front door. Sunny and Neotoma, you guys make it to the front of the building.
Yes.
From where you're at, you can see a pickup truck come to a stop several houses into the suburbia for whatever reason, and these guys get out. They have weapons and they're running toward the house in question. That's what you see. Looking the other direction, you cannot see any baddies. You hear shotguns and yelling and screaming.
We're in the main office now?
You're in the front. No, you're in the front of the auditorium.
Okay.
The main office is to almost your immediate left.
Okay.
The front of the auditorium is all glass.
Yeah.
So once you step out into that foyer area, you can see all the way around that section. But you can see the office, the two vehicles in question. And like I said, you see in the other direction, a truck has just come to stop and people are jumping out and running toward a building.
Okay. I'm going to wonder about that. And then, but if they're distracted, that's good for us. I know. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do.
No, I know.
And if they're all distracted by, like, whatever's going on over there with Aegis, I think that I might do a dumb and go, like, make a quick run to the office to see what's in there.
Okay. You make a run over to the office. Neotoma, are you running to the office too?
I think Neotoma might be inclined to go steal that truck.
You
Does it
took
look
my idea.
All right, there are two trucks. One is a small truck and one is a large truck.
Isn't there one truck parked out in front of the...
There are two trucks parked out in front. Which one are you doing, the small or the large? Or are you talking about the truck over there where the people are getting out of it?
The most unoccupied looking one?
There are two in front of the front office. And then there's the one across the way with people getting out of it. And the one across the way with people getting out of it is running. These two over here have no one getting out of them because there's nobody around and they're not running.
Okay, yeah, I look at her sheet and I remember she doesn't have any pilot crowdcraft.
Because she gets
You
motion
only
sickness.
just started learning how
yes.
to drive.
Also, she's motion sickness. Plenty of good reasons here. Yeah, okay. Then scrapping the steal a car plan because that's got a lot of flaws. She will go with Sunny.
All right, you guys are running into the main office.
Yep.
There are electronics in here. There are cyber terminals, there are TVs, there are nice high-end electronics, there are stacks of comms.
Do I recognize any that are worth that are the expensive ones.
Yeah. Also, you notice things like bolt cutters, maglock breakers. There is at least 2 cyber terminals with modifications that seem to be hooked up to devices. There are guns here. There are. This is somebody's like front. This is where they do their thing at.
Yeah, this is where they're working, and except now they're getting shot at, and or cut to pieces.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am going to unzip the sides of my bag to expand the main pouch of it so I can start loading stuff up.
Okay. Neotoma, you run in and Sunny is looting.
Is this a good time?
This is the only time we're gonna get.
Okay.
Grab those.
Accepting the...
Grab those
Oh,
two.
go ahead.
Those 2 items that are connected to the cyber terminals. They might have good pay data on them. And she's just instructing. She's like, "Are you sure this is a good idea? This is the only time we'll get to."
When you move over to the cyber terminals in question, you're looking at the monitor and you're seeing a bunch of stuff on there. And, like, it shows a list of addresses and stuff related to these addresses and names of people and stuff like that. And bank account information. You're looking at the desk in front of you. There are a lot of fucking wallets and a lot of credit cards and ID cards laying on this desk in front of you.
Okay. Yeah. Yoink. You know that thing that they do at like grocery stores in the movie where they take an arm and then sweep it down an entire aisle?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. The sound
Into
of
the bag
plastic,
it goes.
the sound of plastic cards, ID cards, and what are those little things with money on them called?
Cred sticks.
Cred
Cred
sticks
sticks.
clatter into your bag as you begin raking it in, unhooking the terminal and stuff like that.
Is there anything that look? Yeah, because like other than stuff that she can like fence off, if there's things that look like they might have more valuable like information and pay data on them, that would be another thing that she would look for, so she can see if Circuit could get anything useful.
Okay, as you're looking across the guns and looking at the terminals and whatnot, the next room over there is banks of monitors and banks of cyber terminals and banks of stuff. And there are 2 guys who have headpieces on, and they're sitting there going,
Thank goodness they have their noise canceling headphones on, right?
and they're just going to town on stuff.
Okay, well let's not get. Let's make sure we stay out of view of that. I'll be like, there's 2 guys in there working on stuff. Let's not bother them.
I could fry everything in there.
Do you want to? I mean, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, these guys are kind of dreckheads.
Okay.
I feel like they have all of this coming.
Yes, do it. Like this is like Sunny now. She's like got through like the stun from the gun has essentially like turboed up her adrenaline, and so she's like really hyped up right now, and so yeah, she thinks this is a great idea. Let's fucking do it. Let's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
She's all hopped up on adrenaline and going for it.
How many meters across would you say this room is?
The one the people are in?
Yeah.
3 by 3. They're cozy up in there, man. 2 reclining chairs hanging out. This dude and a chick. They're up in their virtual helmets, their noise cancellation helmets, while they're hacking and doing stuff.
Yeah. Okay. This is an awful idea. Just for the record.
Hey, you know what? You sounded so confident when you told Sunny that she's just like, yeah, you've got it, kid. Go for it.
Let's just murder these people.
She doesn't really know that that's
These
the plan.
these people are dreckheads. Let's murder them.
She's casting it at force 5. It's not at the person killing level, only the frying electronics level.
Well, hopefully it's at the knocking them down.
Remind me to have Circuit tell you about Dump Shock later.
She doesn't know about Dump Shock. That's preposterous. Yeah, alright. She'll cast it at force 5, so it's limited to 5 hits. It is on target, and that is going to be for everyone in the room, 10p electric, AP minus 5.
I'm not rolling. Because they're going to take a dumb shock of 12 right after that. And even if they do come out of it, they're just going to get dump shocked for 12. They got to resist that. Yeah, the whole room starts sparking and just turns into a light show of things start popping and exploding all over the place.
Oh, shit.
Ouch.
Do things become noticeably easier for Circuit?
We're about to talk about that. Circuit has moved into the kitchen behind the bar. There's an open face bar that looks into the dining room area as well as the front foyer area where you came through. And you can hear it, so they bust in a window through like maybe a bedroom or something. They're coming through that way. And the front door has one guy coming through it. You don't know where the third one is. You're muted.
Right. So, my plan, my hopes, my dreams are to get out quietly or fast enough that those two entering the house don't see me, and I want to get out, take the truck.
All right. Their perception, again, is 3 plus 3 is 6. So you're going to want to do your stealth thingy. And
yep,
what kind of things do you want to do to modify your stealth to make it better?
Did she get an idea? Because this is like a, corp town, basically.
Yes.
What the old... I forget what they were called in real life.
Company towns?
I think it's corporate towns.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, probably.
Company town.
Company town, yeah. That's basically the feel I was getting from this. Well, she was researching it. Those always seem to me like really cookie cutter housing, especially in especially in Shadowrun world.
Yes, very cookie cutter.
She was researching it. Did she maybe get an idea of any like house planning, the layouts?
I will allow you to make a matrix perception, and the number of net hits you make will add to your sneak roll and increase your limit by 1 as if it was some sort of leadership roll.
Cool. Four
extra dice to your sneak, and your limit is increased by 1. Yes, you've got the blueprints in your mind, you're thinking about it, and you're currently using your deck to calculate their locations.
Okay, sneak roll. I'm post-edging that. I don't care.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and roll theirs. Guy by the door. 1 success. Guy coming through the window.
4 sneak.
3 successes. So as you turn and head toward the living room, you move behind some of the prefab furniture. You're hanging out there. The guy comes out of the bedroom, looks left, looks right. He comes into the living room, and he looks over into the kitchen. You dash behind one of the couches, and you're sitting there behind the couch, just waiting for a moment. He starts walking toward the couch area, and he's looking around. He says, "I'm going to go check the back area." And he steps past the couch, so you spin around the couch, head for the bedroom, and out the window he busted. While
my heart can't take stealth assassination games.
While avoiding all the glass that he scattered across the ground, you roll out the window and head over toward the truck. The third guy, of course, has walked all the way around the building, so he is not in consideration. You slide
thank God. I was worried he was in the truck still.
Yeah, no, everybody got out.
Thank God.
You slide up into the truck, it's still running.
I'm just gonna slam the accelerator. I'm out.
Not even shut the door, just grab the wheel and drive.
Pretty much, yeah.
Where are you
She's in the truck and she's gone.
Where are you driving to?
Away.
Okay.
She just wants to get distance right now because she knows there were other trucks.
Yes. So remember,
So
there
she
were
just
two
wants to get.
subdivisions of suburbia. The one you
Yeah.
came in, which has no vehicle access, and the one you haven't gone through, which might have vehicle access. Which you did remember that Nancy told you that there was blockaded vehicle access, 2 of them on that
Yeah.
side.
Didn't she mention guarded though?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, I'm not gonna take it all the way to like the vehicle entrance or whatever. But she's just going to send a message to all 3 of them. Get the fuck out.
All right. So as you're driving in that direction, Aegis, what are you doing?
So he's running towards the front door because that's where he thinks Neotoma and Sunny are heading, and then he's a little more focused now, so he's going to get on his comm.
So you move to the front of the building.
Where's everyone?
As you move to the front of the building, you look left, you look right. You see that there's a truck across the way, and it's got its doors open. And then all of a sudden, you see somebody running, hunkered down. They come out of the window, they roll. They sneak around the front of the vehicle, they pause for a moment. Holy shit, is that Circuit? Yeah, you're very rare because of those specially tailored designer cyber limbs. You see she gets into the truck and begins driving incredibly fast. By the way, the truck has a light machine gun mounted in the back. She goes over the curb, hits it, and all of a sudden you hear her come over the comm. Everybody get the fuck out of here. And then Circuit, as you're driving, and the door's still open, you see Aegis standing by the front of this big-ass building that has glass on the front of it. And he's got his phone out like, oh. Are you going to stop?
Yeah.
All right. You guys hear that outside over the sizzle of the smoking bodies, which smells like not like bacon.
Yeah,
Over the comms, the truck is leaving in 3.
He just jumps onto the side of the truck. They're around to the front of the building.
You have
And he
already
points
come to the front
direction.
of the building, and you do not see Sunny or anybody. But you guys do hear a truck peeling to a stop, and her screaming in the comms, "Get the fuck out of here!"
All right. So how much were we able to get from the fried stuff?
It's all fried.
Okay. Well.
You grabbed a burnt cyber terminal, a burnt cyber deck. There we go. You have a burnt cyber deck. How's that?
Is it?
No respect for electronics.
Well, it wasn't really a thing that we had planned.
Neotoma grabbed another cyber deck that was hooked to the computer, as well as all those ID cards and shit.
Yeah. So we got some stuff.
Yeah, and did you grab any guns?
If we could fit more into them, yeah.
They would only be pistols then. Then no. Then
no,
yeah.
we were like.
You were grabbing
pay
phones.
Data, phones,
Yep.
cash.
Yep.
Like smash and grab style. Pretty
Smash
much.
and grab style.
Yeah, if there was any like cyber decks that we could carry,
Neotoma already
then
grabbed that one.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
so we
it.
got that one.
Yep. Modified cyber terminal.
All right, then yeah.
So you're at this point. You're grabbing some stuff. You two are staring at these sizzling bodies. When
I thought that you said they weren't gonna.
No, they're fine. They're just crispy.
Okay.
that person's fingers are all emaciated, they're shaking, the skin around their mouth is pulled back.
Oh my god.
See, he's moving. Let's go.
Shit.
As you guys get to the door, completely flabbered by what's going on, you see Aegis climbing into a truck, Circuit pulling a door shut for the driver's side.
Circuit's here. So we're like, oh shit, Circuit's here. So yeah, so we're
You see Sunny come running out with a burnt up looking Excalibur
and like a
bag
bag
full of
giant
fucking
bag full
shit.
of stuff that's not closing properly at the moment.
Maybe one or two comm devices fall on the ground.
Yeah.
You know how it is when you're smash and grab.
Yeah.
Aegis is the Atoma's got like a fistful of cred sticks, like pencils.
No,
Just
she's got it in her shirt.
Shirt
so
folded-
she got the shirt folded up. That's what she used to like scoop it all in. So she shirt up.
Brilliant.
Isn't that Chester's spot?
Yeah, Chester's not here. Chester was hanging out back at
He's
the
holding
house.
some sticks too.
Yeah, Chester's holding sticks
Yeah,
too. He's got one in each hand.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys pile into the cab. About this time, the people come out of the building, realize what's going on, and start firing off small fire rounds toward the truck because they're a distance away. They can't hit shit. You guys get in the vehicle. Aegis, do you want to use the light machine gun to return fire?
No, if we're out of harm's way, he doesn't see a need to just mow down people with
Okay.
the machine gun. As fun as it might be.
All right, Circuit. How are you going to get everyone out of here?
How sturdy was the fence?
The wooden fences, not very. Not very. And you know where the chain link fences are because of your previous exploration of the place on the Matrix.
Yeah. We're gonna go through the chain link fence.
I'm sure you guys drive through suburbia, pop a curb, go through someone's old backyard, through the fence, tears everything up, grabs the light machine gun, rips it out of the back as you guys drive through some residential zone, pop another curve, and get onto the street. Where you go from here, we will find out next session.
Oh my gosh.
Just as Circuit gets back on the main road, it's just no more adventures.
What do you mean no more adventures? This was great. Ow. It's like
Oh,
You guys.
I have this for you.
Hey,
I'll hand forward the cyber deck.
I found a troll,
what?
and he was all mutilated and nasty.
Ew.
I don't
Yeah,
know what the
Joker?
deck is, so let me pick something.
Yeah, it must have been. Maybe is that the Joker? Maybe.
I'm sorry.
That was good, man. That was good. That's a temporary.
Really a good callback to the last session.
Is that the Joker? Roll a d6.
Who?
You to determine
Oh,
which
okay.
cyber deck Neotoma.
Oh.
I'm just going to randomly generate it.
1.
1 plus 3 is going
4.
to be 1, 2, 3, 4. A Renraku Tsusiguri.
Tsurugi?
Yep.
Hey, I think that was my... No, wait. Was that my starting one? That's my normal starting one. Oh, no, I started with the cheap one. I went with the Aztec. Cool.
So you guys
Oh, that
definitely
was
did
awesome.
damage to those people's infrastructure for their what they do for raiding people. They were entering into a bunch of people's houses, taking advantage of this suburbia that had been damaged, and this will bring some heat on that corporation. It might actually solve some of the toxic waste that was there. And you do have some pay data, which will turn into quite a bit of other things.
All right.
But for now, 8 karma.
Woo!
Yeah.
Awesome. That was really fun.
He got shot.
Got shot.
I'm
Oh, that was
considering putting Circuit to the side. Because I remembered tonight there was an old character concept that I would only fit in like a home game, and I was in a lot of the big the servers at the time, the living communities, and she just would not fit in a living community because of her weird power scale. Because she was a technomancer who didn't know she was a technomancer yet, and so through play she discovered the technomancer abilities.
Those are fun. Those are definitely fun.
Oh, what was her name? I remember you talking about this like years ago.
Were you in that game?
I might have been.
I think it was, what was his name? Frayther was the GM?
No, I wasn't in that. I think you've mentioned it before, though.
That could be. I don't know. This was like 3 years ago, maybe 4.
Well, it's a possibility. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for because I'm pretty sure I kept the notebook that had my notes for the first couple sessions of that game. So that's what I was looking for, but I'll have to get into my trunks. It's probably buried in one of those.
All right. Well, to the audience who came to hang out with us, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We definitely enjoyed running this show tonight, and we definitely enjoyed your engagement. To all the newcomers, we have a Discord channel that I'm going to put a link to into the chat. Come join the Original Box Discord. Hang out with us. Did that worked? Okay, good. Come hang out with us and
Do the things. Play
do
the
the
stuff.
things, the stuff, and hang out with us. If you are one of the Rem Alternus people, sorry that the Shadowrun was canceled tonight, but hey, we had Shadowrun over here. And let's see, what's today? Wednesday? Tuesday. Denver's tomorrow, isn't it? Oh man, I need to do Denver.
No, that is next week.
Is Denver every 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Yeah, Denver was last week. I need to do the editing
but
from
was
last
canceled.
week.
Oh no, wait, no, I just wasn't there last week. Right.
Yeah, it
My
ran
brain.
last week. There's a video.
Yeah.
I gotta edit it before it gets deleted. I need to poke Elizabeth about that. But yeah, check stuff out. Come hang out with us. Woo! Everybody else is supposed to go woo.
Woo!
Woo!
All right, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll catch you guys later.